The real NIFB parody. If Lamb Chop doesn't get a backstory. Oh shoot, sorry. I gotta feed Lady. I'll be right back.
Yes, I'm so with my
Hey, Anarch Kaylee. Need a lady teaser. Doggy alert! Bring back Lamb Chop. Lamb Chop's here. I gotta... There we go. That's better. Oh my goodness. How's everybody else been? Ready for COVID too? Yes, thank you. The virus is the other thing I wanted to bring up for today. A lot of documents to go through today, folks. Hantavirus. Oh. Abby W. Hi, DD. Just got broken up with, and your streams have been helping a lot to keep me sane these last few days. I question the truth of that, considering how I struggle with my own sanity most days. But I'm glad you're here, and I think everybody in chat will join me in saying we are very sorry and hope you have a good day. Yeah, no, COVID-1 hasn't ended yet. Alexandria Tempest, I actually speaking of, I know I've had some controversial takes lately. There's something I say about COVID in the video, hopefully coming out tomorrow. Oh, did they wait? Stop it. El Salve, I want to pet your hair. Thank you. My hair is soft. I just washed it a day or so ago, so it's all fluffy. What the hell was I doing? I was InfoWars. No, it still says off air. The hentai virus. Oh, I wish. Oh boy, let me tell you. No, I haven't seen Tim Heidecker over at InfoWars has been shining a light over the... Okay, let me see. Has there been anything new? Because it's everything I'm seeing is from a couple days ago. Dr. Zachary Rubin. All right, let's... Oh, I'm going to be so pissed. I'm uploading my video now, and if it fucking triggers... I've been dealing with... So the reason that I technically... I did get it done today. It's just going to be out tomorrow. But this long-ass video I'm doing that's kind of a sequel to the nostalgia video... I would call it a sequel. I'm very happy with how it turned out, I think. But it keeps getting copyright claimed. And not even for the shit that I thought, honestly. I didn't think it would get copyright claimed from fucking Toho over a movie from the 50s. But, yeah. I don't know. It must be something Toho is about. All right, here we go. Hantavirus. From what I've... So, yeah, let's go over the hantavirus thing real quick so we can ease some worries. What was the... Johnny Vow, you just said Dr. Zachary Rubin. IDK, but you should definitely be using conditioner. I use conditioner. Or are you just saying in general? Likely Japanese copyright laws. I wouldn't be surprised. It's just it's fucking frustrating. Because here's the thing. I tried to put a little bit of style on it, but man. Ooh. Okay, Johnny, I had to request access for that. Oh, thank you very much. Awesome style. Yes, actually, really quick, if y'all could post over on YouTube the Ko-Fi link, because we've talked a little bit about how Ko-Fi goes directly into my account. So unlike when people do channel donations and subscriptions and stuff, that it takes like a month to get to me. Basically, Ko-Fi is a much easier way to donate directly to me, and considering I think this will be the last time I stream before going over to Seattle next week, or I guess going over to Seattle on Sunday. So if y'all can help in any way, basically, that would be very helpful. Is a much easier way to donate directly to me, and considering I think this will be the last time I stream. No, Canvas got hacked. I think Raven. I think or I guess going over to Seattle on Sunday. So I think they were just talking about that. There we go. Help in any way, basically, that would be very helpful. All right. Much easier way to donate directly to me, and considering it should be pinned. Last time I streamed. No, Canvas got hacked. I think Redo. Oh damn it. Okay, sorry, my bad. No, that was my bad. That was my bad. I'm sorry. I thought I double domain. No, Nehemia, somebody else was just saying that. That's fucking crazy. John Spin Kick just happened on finals week for me too. How many of y'all are watching my stuff when you should be studying? What the hell? What the helly? Oh, it was back. Oh, it was back online today. Oh no. Wait, people aren't. Okay, it's fixed. Okay. Sherman Main, thank you for subscribing. Autistic Narcissist 98, thank you for tier 1. Eagles Forever 26, thank you for following. Oh my goodness. Okay. A lady got her food, now Miss needs her food. Give me 1 second. Goodness. Got an alert from college. Fuck, pushed back. That sucks. Excuse me, sorry. Let's fucking go, chat. We just got the all clear for my next essay. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right, give me a second. I'm going to go do some editing really quick and put it on sorry, I'm just going to put the thumbnail on it and schedule it so everybody can go look at it and start sharing it, because this is one I would really like to do well. I've put a lot of time and a lot of work and effort into it. Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa! What is this? What is this? What's going on? Listed. No, I want. There we go. It's tomorrow. Tomorrow's the 9th at 11. No. Sorry. All right. My new essay, everybody, finally ready to go out. RJR, thank you very much. Coffee for one of my favorite peeps. Thank you. One of your favorites? That's crazy. That's crazy work. DD music, yeah. Haha. I almost accidentally played part of the video. You know what? Why don't I do a little sneak peek? I can do that. Here, give me a second. Thank you. By the way, everybody, if you were in the Discord or in the Patreon, you get access to the Discord, and I'm not in the Discord often, but you can pretty reliably find me asking everybody for thumbnail feedback. Let me go to yeah, but I made this video. Can I not just go watch it? Oh, wait. There we go. No, come back here. Come back here, you. No, that's not what I want. Can I just... Does it even play at the right? All right, let me see. Let me see if this works. I doubt it will. I doubt it. But if it does, that would be crazy. Oh, hey, there we go. All right, who wants a fucking jank ass look at the video before it's live? This is the best I can do. It's not going to be the best I can do. Giving sneak peeks like a dang Comic-Con panel. I'm just really excited to actually, I mean, like, I'm always excited to share my new videos and stuff, but I'm really excited. Well, part excited, part nervous, because this is kind of, it's another one where I've really challenged myself to kind of push my style a little bit more. And that means, like, I took a lot of what I liked doing in the video essay on nostalgia, and I kind of went deeper with it as far as the thematics. All right, so let me see if I can. That comes through. Yes, it does. Perfect. Yes. I'm only going to play, and granted, this is a very, like I said, jank ass. Let me see if I can tighten it up a little bit. Oh, no. Oh, see, I already fucked it up. There we go.
Yes, there was life, and now it is going. Going, and I cannot hold it back. There will be no me, so what will there be? There will be nothing. So where will I be when there's no me? Can this be death? No. I don't want it. He jumped up, wanted to light a candle, felt around with trembling hands, dropped the candle and candlestick on the floor, and fell back into the pillow again. What for? It makes no difference, he said to himself, gazing wide-eyed into the darkness. Death. Yes, death, and none of them knows or wants to know or feels pity. They're playing. He heard through the door the distant roll of a voice in ritornello. It makes no difference to them, but they'll also die. Fools. For me sooner, for them later, but it will be the same for them. Yet they make merry. Brutes. He was choking with anger, and he felt tormentingly, unbearably oppressed. It just can't be that everyone has always been condemned to this terrible fear. Leo Tolstoy, The Death of Ivan Ilyich, Chapter 5.
There's a certain malaise I've been feeling lately. I try to go about my day in the way I've become accustomed to, but everywhere I look, everything I do just feels off. Nothing feels right. Here was a weekend a few weeks back when I started writing this script. I woke up resolving to
A few
take
weeks.
the
It's
day
been
off,
months
take
now.
some time
It's
to
been
myself.
months. Oh my god.
I sat down to play some video games. I'm reminded that the entire game industry.
Evelyn, no, we have not touched the UFO stuff. I am giving a sneak peek to everybody of my upcoming video. I'll get through. I'll do like 5 minutes of it. There's an hour 44. El Salve, thank you for $5. Don't let the UFO files distract you from the Epstein files. Don't let the Epstein files distract you from Mr. Krabs selling SpongeBob Soul for 62 cents. Hell yeah. RJR. Oh yeah, thank you very much for the $10 again for the coffee. Was this so long ago you were playing a non-PS2 era game? No, I wrote this year for sure. Yeah.
Is given up so much of the artistry and innovation that I fell in love with when I was younger. It's been replaced with an endless stream of repetitive, identical, and microtransaction-filled games tailored.
Kit Peridot, I love Leo Tolstoy. His Christian anarchist writings have been hugely influential on my politics. If you like Tolstoy, I think you will like this video. I hope I did it well enough, because as I'm getting into more abstract topics, it's really hard to, I don't want to say substantiate everything I'm saying, but it's really hard to make assertions about, morality and life and law and art without then extrapolating, expanding on every aspect of that. So I just hope I'm not, making an ass of myself here.
Made to extract the most of your time and the most of your money. I miss the days I could start a game, sight unseen, and feel like I was starting something new. So I go and look on the digital storefronts. I can't tell what smaller indie games are worth playing and what are just AI knockoffs made for a quick buck. I briefly think back to the time when I was younger and could go to a GameStop and browse physical games. I am constantly thinking fondly of times that were less convenient, and I wonder if my nostalgia for easier times is leading me to view those times with rose-colored glasses.
Raxam, you should get a teleprompter. I know. I need to. My big problem is I don't have room for it. Like, the way my desk and everything is situated, I would need to get like a full shelf and all sorts of shit. Hopefully by the end of the year, when Koa and I move, I'll be able to take that into account.
Or if there was,
but yes, I agree. And a lot of the recording in this video bothered me because I need a teleprompter.
Actually something more satisfying about going places and doing things instead of having it all delivered at my convenience. Maybe I'll start up one of 24 streaming apps. I remember when streaming apps first became widespread, it felt like a revelation, a content feast of quality. I'm greeted with the same kind of repetitive attempts at prestige TV and streaming exclusive films. As I watch a movie, I get an ad for AI informing me that ads are coming to AI, just like ads came to streaming services, even though
We all hate it, and streaming services were supposed to end the annoyances of TV. I think of maybe going out of the house to a movie. There are some good original movies in theaters right now, which is rare. A couple of weeks back, I saw Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, which we will talk about more in a few moments. And then
I'm sure DD didn't even use AI. Nope. Nope. Not at all. In no aspect of my video production will I use AI.
I think of...
And that goes double for anything having to do with the script. Like, not within 1,000 fucking feet will I let AI come to something I'm writing.
Of most of the movie trailers I've seen going around social media, and they're the same movies I feel I've been seeing for 15 years. Self-serious live-action reproductions of toy lines from the 1980s, superheroes in various tones of saturation, children's movies dominating the box office constantly, and Star Wars. There are a bunch of these shows on streaming too that I've never seen, and I don't know anybody who has. I make the mistake of scrolling social media, and it's the same thing it was yesterday. Watching an out-of-touch gerontocracy run the world into the ground, willfully flaunting the withered husk of a planet they leave as their legacy. If the ecological disasters and constant warnings from scientists don't depress me, then the constant visions of murdered innocents killed with our taxpayer dollars do. It's hard not to get depressed when you have a DM asking you to please help boost a post by someone in Palestine donating money. And then you look at their profile and you can't tell if it's a real person or if it's an AI bot, one of a billion identical, created solely to take advantage of real life trauma and tragedy to swindle the unwitting out of their money. And I think to myself, that's ridiculous. Nobody would stoop that low over a genocide. But then I remember all the other shit I've seen on social media that AI has enabled, the ways it enables the worst in us. Billionaires and tech bros keep overselling AI, and the bubble continues to grow, inflating from massive cash influxes with no practical use cases that can actually be marketed at a mass scale. That hasn't stopped people from investing billions, poisoning the environment, destroying civilian lives, poisoning towns, and all of that is before the social ramifications.
You know what? I'll if everybody's chill with it, I'll just keep watching, or not keep. I'm not going to watch the whole thing. I'll do the full the preview, the like first 12 minutes, the intro that the patrons, everybody on Patreon, I uploaded this last week, so they'll be able to see that.
I think back to the thousands of women who had degrading, violent assault material made of them when Elon.
Except this is the
generation
finished version, so it has music and shit
at the beginning of the year.
Ball no or not
using AI on their college papers, professors using AI to grade them, graduates using AI to write resumes, and companies using AI to check them. I think of the unknowable people who are too old or gullible to tell the difference between AI and reality that I've seen.
Karen L, you upload previews on Patreon? Yeah, I try to. I'm really and I'm so sorry about it. I don't have a team or anything, so I like. If somebody uploads something, it's me uploading it. And I am terrible at engaging with Patreon. And it's the same problem I have with OnlyFans. I never get back to anybody. It'll be fucking months before because I'm bad at it. So I try to keep attention on the Patreon so that I can, give the least I can do, I feel, is give like sneak peeks at my upcoming work
on Facebook, and then I wonder how many of the accounts replying to these posts are actual people, or how many are bots just sent out to farm engagement and other.
Rach M, what are my thoughts on AI for menial tasks that are done by humans digitally, like certain actions in Photoshop, non-generation? If it's not generation, I care much, much less. Grippy Spooky Cutie, your mod stole the Patreon money I gave you. What do you mean? Your mods are gay. What? I mean, I'm assuming my mods are gay. No, G Papa Jow, Mortal Kombat 2 whips. Mortal Kombat 2 whips.
Nebulous metrics that seem to mean less and less each day. Social media engagement used to mean I was talking to a person, even if it was just spewing pithy memes at one another. Now, so many people seem to talk exactly the
Withheld server access for over 24 hours. Did y'all let her in? Grippy spooky cutie. We're all gay, but they're gayer. I mean, did you get in? Because it might have just been people being busy. That's honestly probably what it was. Like, I don't pay any of these guys.
same, and I don't know if there's anyone on the other side. And the scary thing is wondering if it even matters if there is. This song has
El Salve and MK2. I hear that Cole Young is barely in the movie. Yeah, they made. Man, I could talk for a while about Mortal Kombat 2, the movie. It's pretty good. Yeah, we got some of the mods in here who they should be able to help you with that.
a billion views. I've never heard it. This film is the most streamed right now on Beepo. Here's an ad for a gacha game I've never heard of, thanking me for 3 million downloads. There's some new AI-generated meme that's being forced onto my feed. All of this in between a roller coaster of an algorithm that's...
Okay, Grippy Spooky Cutie. Hold up. Let's ease up on the mods. Ease up on the people you like. I'm just saying, you know, don't just go straight to insulting the people you want to help you. I don't think it's a winning strategy. Just saying.
It's been finely tuned to alternate between titillation and outright rage bait. One moment, I'm being served graphic pornography. The next...
Infinite money glitch. No, Mr. Affable. This is a video that is coming out tomorrow. I'm just giving everybody a little bit of a sneak peek because I have been working on it very hard all week, and I literally just got it done. I was hoping to get it done today or out by today, but that didn't happen.
Next, I'm watching an elective...
I'm being slightly facetious, Grippy Spooky Cutie.
Representative target.
No, they're cool. Yeah, I was joking.
And lie about innocent people to create animus towards them. And in this constant up and down, a lot of people are getting real depressed lately. There's a certain feeling that not only are things not getting better, but through regurgitating the same cultural notes, our culture, the art that we make and how we communicate our ideas and pass them on is getting worse overall. We look at it through the lens of consumption because that's the way of the world and the American mindset. But the fact remains, everywhere you look, it seems culture has grown sloppy. It's the media we consume. It's the people we pay attention to. It's how we interact with one another. And all I can think is that we are not built for this. I certainly wasn't. And it's undoubtedly getting worse. We are assailed at every moment of the day, connected to each other in all our emotional instability through the very technology that is often the root of so many stressors. And despite us technically being more able to connect than ever...
Kilminic Genya, that's dope. I've liked all your videos minus the one about Destiny. Hey, can I be honest with you? I don't really like it that much either. Can I be fucking real? I don't really. I kind of regret that video became very much a sunk cost for me. Right? I spent so much fucking time watching it and watching his stuff, and yeah, I'm not happy with how it came out. And it's 3 fucking hours.
So many people seem lonely, atomized, and isolated. Everything I described as a morning routine would take up about a half hour or so on any given day, waking up, shifting aimlessly from one subject to another, and finally sitting in a haze until I decide I don't actually need any time off, and I get to work on some other project or video, partially because what am I going to do with time off that would be worth anything? But mostly because I don't feel...
Amphabet Soup seemed like a bit of an albatross you were happy to get off your neck. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't felt good about a couple of videos, and I've been really trying to think of how to balance, you know. It's... I don't know. I want to get, and I think videos like this make me excited to make videos again. Piccolo the Goat, this is my video essay on culture coming out tomorrow. We're just watching the first. All right, I'm gonna stop interrupting. It's coming out tomorrow.
Like doing anything half the time. What's the point? Lately, I've been noticing something on social media, though. A growing admittance that everyone else is feeling this too. It's not just me, at least. It's not just you. So why are we feeling this way? And what can we do about it? Well, the words of the day are cognitive dissonance and hypernormalization. In Leo Tolstoy's 1886 novella, The Death of Ivan Ilyich, the titular character, Ivan Ilyich, is stricken by a mysterious, incurable disease.
Hey, dog.
He spent 40 or so years pursuing a life in high society, going to parties, getting married, and generally living as anyone is expected to have a good life. And when the disease gets worse progressively, he is thrown into a deep haze of depression. The source of his depression isn't just sleepless nights or the constant, dull pain of the illness. He is disturbed more by a series of revelations that lead him to wonder if he's lived a good life, when he realizes that the people around him are feigning a belief that he'll improve and may secretly be just waiting for him to die. Quote, "The main torment for Ivan Ilyich was the lie. That lie, for some reason acknowledged by everyone, that he was merely ill and not dying, and that he needed only to keep calm and be treated, and then something very good would come of it, except still more tormenting suffering and death. And he was tormented by that lie, tormented that no one wanted to acknowledge what they all knew, and he knew, but wanted to lie to him about his terrible situation and wanted him, and even forced him to participate in that lie." Early in the novella, Ivan absconds to his room after dinner, and sitting alone listening to the dinner guests outside the door, he has a realization that he is dying. His tone is frustrated, distraught, and aggrieved all at once. He is maddened by the idea that everyone else will one day die like him, but they don't want to think about that death because it's not happening to them yet. They don't care about it like he does. Quote, "It makes no difference to them, but they'll also die. Fools. For me sooner, for them later, but it will be the same for them. Yet they make merry, brutes." He was choking with anger, and he felt tormentingly, unbearably oppressed. It just can't be that everyone has always been condemned to this terrible fear.
I had to cut out some audio here, which is why it's kind of jank.
America is a culture in decline. Decline of relevancy on the world stage, where our public embarrassment of a pedophile defender president has burned innumerable bridges while helping aid the genocide of an ethno-nationalist state in Israel, as he's also murdering fishermen constantly and just kidnapping other countries' leaders with no accountability or pushback, just a hot dog-skinned global embarrassment. And that's not even touching on the administration's blatant corruption, the way they've been threatening our closest allies for really no reason. Well, there is a reason, probably having to do with rare earth minerals and the ever-growing resource consumption of AI data centers, but that's a subject for another video. Nevertheless, we are not too popular internationally. It goes without saying, especially with our recent war in Iran. We're also a culture in decline from our dominance of culture itself. There was a time when America was the dominant cultural force in the world. Our biggest cultural exports of yesteryear read like a list of complete paradigm shifts. World-altering artistic phenomenon that hit with a force that would knock a less stable planet off its axis. Michael Jackson, Blue Jeans, Elvis Presley, Martin Scorsese, Marvel, DC, Star Wars, Disney, Stephen King, Microsoft, Apple. The list keeps going, but it can't go on forever. Our place in the pantheon of cultural exports has steadily declined, but our current polarizing position has only made that placement all the more clear. A New York Times editorial by
Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna that'll be that on that. Hope everybody enjoyed that little. I let y'all watch a little bit more, by the way. So y'all got a sneak peek of the sneak peek. I'm very excited for everybody to see it tomorrow. It will be going live 11 a.m. PST. So Joey J6808, there's so much to be depressed about. That's exactly why we have to strive for the positive, no matter how small or minor. I think a lot of people, Spooky Pepper, we just got done looking at a new video of mine that will be out tomorrow. Everybody got a sneak peek, so if you want to, you can go check that out in the stream. We have a bunch of stuff to talk about. The number one is probably going to be the hantavirus. 17 American passengers on aboard hantavirus hit cruise ship will quarantine in Nebraska. A team for the CDC will meet the passengers in the Canary Islands before they are sent to Nebraska for quarantine. So this is one of the latest stories to hit and go very viral very quickly because of some parallels, some worrying parallels with Corona, and probably more to the point, complete lapses in the security of our CDC and just the rigor that we should have towards disease prevention. Izanagi, thank you for $10. Not a regular viewer when you were live, but want to say I enjoyed your video about the lolly conversation. Really sucks how disastrous the comments were. Yes, so, and I want to actually address that, because I did take down the video, or I privated it, and I want to make clear that that wasn't because of, like, ooh, I got so much pushback, or that I don't necessarily stand by what I said. I clarified my points in a comment down below, but it came to my attention after looking into it that I wasn't able to verify if I had or had not actually dead named somebody, which was not my intention. And I don't want to leave that up if that's the case. I haven't been able to. Whoa, I am not that guy. People gave you shit for it. I've been getting go look me up on fucking Blue Sky right now. Like I don't go to Blue Sky a lot. I kind of just post links to my latest videos there. Oh man, people aren't lying. That is a fucking just den of vipers. Can Cake teach gamers to respect women? Moon channel. Okay. Goblin Culinarian, thank you for 25 bits and recommending this one. We will check it out in a little bit. Joey J6808, thank you for $10. Just wanted to say thanks for what you do. When I grow up, I want to be as brave as you. Love and solidarity from Kirklandia. Thank you. Appreciate you and your work, but I'm not going to do that. You're good. I don't blame you. All right, let's get into the hantavirus thing.
Americans trapped on this luxury cruise ship back home.
It's not that I don't believe you. I'm just so done with internet drama. Yeah, no, hey, I get it. And I wish, I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm a very sensitive person, and I try and be empathetic and sensitive to other people. And then I have to remember that there are people on the internet who do not actually care about engaging with you, who do not actually care if you apologize, who do not actually care about the people that they usually argue in defense of. There are people that just want to be mean. Like, there are people out there who like, nothing I ever do will be enough to them. And like, if the people aren't going to engage me in good faith, I'm just not going to engage them, right? Yeah, and Dragon Cat Overload, I think one of the more frustrating aspects of the thing is seeing people just not engage with what I said. Like, that's the thing. I think the lesson I learned from this is, like, yeah, I shouldn't post off the cuff on, or I shouldn't post a rant off the cuff because I tried something new. Usually when I do like a rant or a conversation, I'll do, a brief clip of it for a short. And I was like, yeah, I thought I made some good points here. But I was not prepared enough. The arguments were not structurally sound. I was arguing very much from a place of opinion. And the kind of frustrating inverse of that is that nobody really wanted to watch it. right? Because I wasn't bringing up facts and statistics like I usually do. I didn't have a bunch of sources cited because I was just talking. And the frustrating part about that is people not watching the thing, but having heard about you or heard about other shit. And so you get these weird games of telephone where different groups were mad at me over this video, by the way, where, you go and, one group of people on Twitter has been mad at me. I muted them, and they're the regular lolicon weirdo defense crowd. But they're sharing, and it's just a bunch of people who don't know anything about what they're talking about, because they're sharing my profile picture is from my Angel Dust cosplay. And they'll share it and be like, you cosplay the rapist in this show, and you enjoy CNC, and that's no different than Lolly. And I'm like, huh? Because the people do not even understand. All they know is that Angel Dust is from Hazbin Hotel. They don't know anything about the character. They think I am playing in this cosplay I did once, that I was portraying Valentino, not Angel, who are very different characters. And then from that mistake, because they don't know shit about shit, they then extrapolate a whole bunch of other things about me personally, and I'm just like, what the fuck what? And that's the point I've kind of reached with this discourse, where, like, yeah, there are people who I will interact with and I will talk about it, and we can sit down and have a discussion. I'm always willing to be swayed by convincing evidence and all that shit. But when people are out here reaching so far, when people like on Blue Sky are saying I'm a fake leftist grifter, it's the same shit when everybody calls me a fucking... it's the same thing when a lib calls me a tanky, or a fucking tanky calls me a Zionist. Yenzo, it sounds like you're dealing with people who've never heard of a false equivalency. Oh, boy. Anyway. Manuel, thank you very much for $1. Goblin Culinarian, just an aside about Nikkei, my favorite story about it, I don't know if I mentioned it, is that friend of the channel, Grums, tried to posit Shift Up as the vanguards of anti-woke gaming because they also made Stellar Blade. When he actually asked them about it, the South Korean lads literally went, lol, what? That's so fucking funny. That's so funny. The only true leftist is me. Yeah. That's the thing, is I'm like, I guess. Like, sure, man. Dead domain, more like lib domain. Got him. It's just, I don't know. It's not a good rubric to use for everything, but ContraPoint's refrain, that the clip that goes around about, like, they don't want power, they want to critique power, it's multifaceted. It fits in a lot of different situations, because particularly on the internet, there's so many people who, yeah, they don't want to actually contribute differently. They don't want to actually help other people. They just want to criticize. That's it. And I'm not saying, I want to be clear, I'm not saying that everybody who engaged with the video, or everybody who criticizes me, or everybody who critiqued that video, by any means, I am not saying that they were all like that, because there weren't. There were a lot of people who reached out. There were a lot of people who I feel I've had constructive conversations with. And yeah, I have learned a couple things. I'm always willing to, but I'm not going to learn it from people who are not like that, you know? I'm not going to learn it from people who can apparently, again, if things are to be believed, people commenting like they've watched my content for years, they felt safe watching my stuff, and then this is the straw that like made them feel so betrayed and they'll never watch my stuff again. And I'm like if you watch me this long, how do you not know that like I'm for conversations, I'm for outreach, I'm for building bridges, and like more than anything, understanding. Why are you booing me? I'm right, Natalie, probably. I haven't had the stomach to watch her. Apparently she did a podcast with Brianna Joy Gray. Yeah, Rach them. You mean the comment section is not the place to have intellectual discussions? There was somebody in the comments before I took made the video private. There was somebody in the comments who was like, what'd they say? Something like, oh, if they really cared about having a conversation, if they really cared about the facts, why aren't they answering all these people in the comment section? I'm like, dog, there's 1,800 comments in 3 days. I'm trying to finish an hour 50 video. Like, yo, I do not have time for your ass.
The MV Hondius anchors off the coast of Tenerife this weekend. They'll be met by a team dispatched by the CDC before flying home on a repatriation flight arranged by the U.S. State Department. They'll isolate in the National Quarantine Unit at Nebraska.
Thank you, Nickazer, for €5. I appreciate someone who can reflect on what they could have done better, even when, frankly, they did very little wrong, if anything. Love you, DD. El Salve, thank you very much for $5. Sorry, DD, but you have disturbed the lollipops of Twitter by exposing them for what they are. Now you will endure their attacks for defending children. Well, so the thing, Nickazer, even when, frankly, I did very little wrong, like I said, the dead naming somebody or possibly dead naming somebody, I haven't looked as much into it as I should have. I should have waited. This is a reason, again, I don't post rants, is that I was going off the cuff. I should have waited until more facts came out. I was doing the same fucking thing I was criticizing other people for doing. And it's easy to not see that, unfortunately. I am really fucking, I'm trying so hard. You know, speaking of Destiny, speaking of Natalie and ContraPoints, I've gotten a bit of criticism for over time, just from various people. And I've noticed, I've also spent a lot of time studying other online personalities, watching them and seeing how they change over time. And the thing that you notice for people, when people ask, like, oh, hey, what the fuck happened to this person? It used to be so cool, is that they don't take criticism. Or they don't take it well. Or they don't reflect. Or something in that kind of sphere. And you saw it with Destiny. You saw it with Natalie. And I don't want to fucking become that. I don't. Genuinely. And so I do. I really try, even when it's something. Here's the thing. I don't necessarily disagree with all the points that were made. In fact, like I said, I've gained some new perspective and I've thought more on some things. So it's not the thing, if I act pissed off, it's not just being criticized. Because technically, I can admit a lot of people criticizing me were completely right when I've had a chance to sit back. That said, some of them were very fucking annoying about being right. And that does piss me off. I'm still petty, even though I'm trying to be better. No, the thing, and to clarify what I'm talking about with the thing I was wrong on, I was incredibly ignorant with how I talked about survivors and actual victims of CSA. And what's the matter, baby? Oh, do you need water? Okay, give me a second. What was I saying? How so? Well, I don't agree that first off, I was seeing people making arguments that art is like morally neutral. That's a more complicated subject than just saying that. But I do understand, and again, after reading some scholarship and studies on it, I have a better understanding of how victims of CSAM and CSA can utilize lolicon or adjacent content in therapy, even if I still find it distasteful. I can acknowledge that. And and take that criticism, because yeah, that is something I had not taken into account. And the other thing is that I didn't take into account how, you know, just straight up calling, even though by the technical definition, I would say something like Lolicon is equivalent to CSAM, how still calling it CSAM does trivialize the fact that, no, there were real children involved in that. There were real victims of that. So even though I think it is morally depraved, it's not the same. And I do, like, I'll take that on the chin. That's completely valid criticism. And that's, I don't really have anything else to say about it. I am not that guy. Thank you for $10, El Salve. Thank you again for another, or for 5, or thank you for 2. ContraPoints, more like contradictions. Am I right, guys? Yeah, it's the baby doll. Well, no, the baby doll debate. See, again, I don't like talking about these topics because so often it turns into a what about this conversation. And I'm talking about one thing, dude. That was the other problem with, I know people didn't watch the video, because a good, I would say 30 to 50% of the comments, I haven't gone through all of them, but a lot of them I've seen come back to some variation of, well, they should ban, you probably think they should ban kink or BDSM or violence. And I'm like, those are, I'm talking about pancakes, you're talking about waffles. Like, that's different things. Different things. Anyway.
Nebraska Medicine in Omaha, the same.
Dermot Fenster 9980. I know survivors use lolly stuff in recovery. Didn't know survivors use lolly stuff in recovery until right now. No, and well, so it makes sense when I saw it explained in the context of, because some of the studies I read on it, and survivors using it for therapy and that kind of stuff, they took into account similar kind of mental states, like victims of just adult victims of sexual assault who have intimacy issues because of that trauma, and use it. Exposure therapy isn't probably the right psychiatric term, but use it in a similar capacity to help people deal with the internalized, like, trauma they have. Which, again, Unhacker, what's funny is I'm 58 and I have zero idea what the entire discussion has been about, but I enjoy you and your community. Well, I am glad you were here, and I'm gonna stop talking about it because I don't like talking about it.
Facility that housed people exposed to COVID in 2020 and Ebola in 2014.
On arrival, we'll receive an epidemiologic assessment, and at that point, the quarantine period will be determined. But at this point, we don't have a defined quarantine period.
New Jersey now monitoring.
Well, and El Salve, so I think that's an entirely different thing, because, and again, you have to get into this nuanced conversation about that stuff, because, and I want to give, I guess, a concession here. While I do understand the therapeutic value you can have, I guarantee you, I've seen so many people use that as an excuse. And I'm not the fucking arbiter of who is or isn't using it as an excuse, so, like, I don't know. Yeah, let's talk about the hantavirus. Is this about? Yes, this vid is about the hantavirus. 2 people
who never boarded the ship but were potentially exposed to an infected passenger during air travel. On the Canary Islands, there are fears even one case of the virus could keep the.
Yeah, that's the thing that I'm like, okay, hang on. Yeah, the thing that I'm like, I think it's some bullshit is when you go to somebody's profile and it's all lolicon shit. It's like, that's a fetish. That's not trauma. Like, meow for us. Thank you very much, Goblin Culinarian. Haunts has a hemorrhagic fever like Ebola or Marburg. We might actually get zombies this time. I was promised zombies last time. I didn't get them. I was promised a trip to Disneyland, and I got a trip to the dentist instead, and I'm still bitter. On a lighter note, hantavirus, yeah.
desperately needed tourists away.
The ship is now hours away, and people here are angry. They're shouting things like, yes to tourism, no to the virus.
Meanwhile, authorities now paying close attention to that April 24th KLM flight from Johannesburg to Amsterdam, where one of the cruise passengers with the virus was removed before takeoff and later died. The flight attendant from that flight, who was hospitalized yesterday, now testing negative, along with 2 other passengers who developed symptoms.
The virus is not that contagious that it easily jumps from person to person.
But now a woman in Alicante, Spain, who also wasn't on the ship but was on that KLM flight, is showing symptoms consistent with a hantavirus infection. Her test results expected this weekend.
Danielle is there live.
Jesus.
In the Canary Islands for us tonight.
Meet the American passengers there. When was this? This was today. It's going to be a very interesting stress test for RFK. I mean, like, hey, you know what? It's time for RFK to have an arc, right? Like, Cash has had all the spotlight. Pete Hegseth got his own arc multiple times. He won't shut the fuck up and go away. Let's share the spotlight. Let's get some RFK arc going on. Please open this image, I beg. What is it? Yeah, so from what I understand, the thing is that makes the hantavirus outbreak on a ship interesting, scary, is the idea that it's usually... Oh, what the fuck is that? Hantavirus is usually transmitted via, like, rat feces, rat urine. So the idea of 16 people getting it, it's not usually, from my understanding, it is not usually person-to-person transmission. So the scary part is people freaking out about if it has mutated or this is a mutated form somehow that does have human-to-human transition. The cephalopotamus, DD, it's just a... infectious disease biology. This is my wheelhouse. Honestly, it's a respiratory virus. We've got this shit. Just mask. See, the problem is asking Americans to mask. Because here's the thing. You'd think it would be, you would think, right? You would think that, like, oh, potentially deadly virus, but if your mask will be fine. You think that pitch would be completely fine in a functional society. Not in fucking America, though. Yeah, let's go to Dr. Zach Rubin, who comes highly recommended. Let's see what they've got to say about most important health stories. Do we have, I thought you said Dr. Zach Rubin has a good, oh, he probably did a short on it. Yes, here we go.
This is an important update regarding the hantavirus cruise ship outbreak that's caused a lot of fear and anxiety around the world, and this is a specific update for the United States because the CDC, according to CNN, is going to be sending a...
You know what I like? I like an adult man who in the 2020s can look at prime Rick Moranis and go, that guy had the look. That guy had that shit on for real. Like he watches Honey, I Shrunk the Kids like some people go, damn, I'd look cool in a Batman outfit.
Team to that cruise ship in the Canary Islands to pick up American passengers and bring them to Nebraska, where another CDC team will meet them and have them quarantined at the National Quarantine Unit. This is a reasonable step given how high of a case fatality rate hantavirus is. However, it's not very...
Hey, I like this guy. I want to be clear. I have nothing against this guy. I just think it's a fucking look. It's a fucking look. I would totally get possessed by a Babylonian war god with that guy. Oh, I always try and remember what he says to the horse, but I never can. It's such a fucking long tirade. about the rectification of the Voltron eye.
Very easy for this to spread. Yes, the incubation period, meaning the time from infection to showing symptoms, can be as long as 40 days. It's not highly infectious. You need to be in close contact with people, and they generally need to be symptomatic in order for it to spread. Unlike with COVID-19, where there is a lot of asymptomatic spread, where you could carry it, spread it to other people, and not realize it. There will likely be more cases over the coming weeks that you will hear about, but
Dagger Jado Prime Rick Moranis totally fucks. Hey, he got Sigourney Weaver. Are you the gatekeeper? I am the keymaster.
In general, this still remains a low risk for the general public. This is an important update regarding...
All right. There you go. Suddenly see more. Suddenly Seymour. Man, why somebody gotta get Suddenly Seymour stuck in my head? Dagger Jada, why you gotta do that to me? Oxpecker, because people on one end of the discourse feel like any input that isn't immediate validation may or may not result in landmines of, whoa, what the fuck are you normalizing? Insert strain of heinous type of sexual offender. Whoa, dude, I cannot even, no rebuttal, please buy, while the other end can make their hatred for said thing into a personality trait. I see that. Thank you for $5. Oswald deleted the wrong JFK. I don't give Harambe sass if I sound harsh. Look at what he has said and done. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know if I can say that about a sitting anything. He has stated as well that the hantavirus's biggest historical outbreak was 39 people. Well, and so, like, here's the problem. I am always willing to accept, like, medical guidance, and I am always willing to caution hand-wringing, freaking out about anything. The thing I am more worried about, though, is that how many fucking qualified people are remaining between us and the next outbreak? Because it seems like the number shrinks by the day. And that's the scary part to me, is that they have been so opaque about how much shit has been cut, why it's been cut, what it affects. And, like, there's no way to know how well that ship is running. I can't expect it's going to be real great, considering we have fucking measles outbreaks and shit now. Goblin Culinarian, thank you for 25 bits. At the height of the pandemic, it was with great joy I got to fire people for refusing to vaccinate or wear masks. You do not get to work in my kitchen as a plague rat. This is food service. Oh my God. If you're in fucking food service, whoo. They make a big deal of nothing and underreport serious threats. Well, and yeah, and that's where I feel that's you want to, hey, speaking of journalists and underreporting serious threats, let's talk about the fucking UFOs and shit, right? Oh, we got to watch this, by the way, this sickening nightmare. So this is MAGA evangelical leaders gather in Mar-a-Lago to bless and dedicate a gold statue to Donald Trump. Crazy man, you see the latest White House CT press release where Trump calls for trans people and people support. Huh? Oh, no, I think I did. Yes, actually. I think I had something from Ken Klippenstein on that I didn't get to last stream. There we go. Yeah, lawfare.com. Hemispheric threats. Sure.
I want to make sure everyone can hear. Okay, sir.
Hello, everybody. I want to thank you so much for being there today, and more importantly, for what you did. The statue is beautiful. You know, I saw it during the weekend. We had a big PGA tournament with a great champion and all great champions, actually, but it was a great tournament, and I got to look at it very closely, and it's incredible. And I just want to thank you. I know it was done from love, and I want to thank Mark Burns, a pastor. He's a good pastor. He's a good man. I've known him a long time. He's been with me from the beginning, right from the beginning. Maybe about 2 days later, right? 2 days. But
right, Mr. President.
he was right at the beginning, and
God.
I appreciate it, Mark. You're great. And it's really
Christ, God. Didn't God smite a bunch of people for exactly this behavior? I loathe how much he just takes advantage of the fact nobody will cut him off. He does this shit on Fox and stuff all the time. It makes finding clips goddamn impossible. Because he just will ramble on and nobody interjects, nobody stops him. It's one long stream of consciousness. It's like, imagine me and getting off on an autistic hyperfixation, but it's about some fucking actor or New York Times reporter that I don't like, and I'm also 80 and senile.
A good person. And I want to thank everybody there. I don't know, here there's a good crowd of people, but I want to thank you all, and I won't forget it. And we love you all, and the country's doing great, and Iran is not doing good because of us. They are not doing well at all, and good things are happening, and I just want to...
My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Gaze upon my works, ye mighty, and despair. Okay? Nobody has ever despaired at my works like these losers before, okay, everybody? Everybody says, there goes Ozzy. Look at his works. There goes Ozzy. Oh, you got to gaze upon his works. We have the tallest works. We have the best works, folks.
Really give you my love, and I wish I could be there where we want to make sure everything's going perfect on the war front. So I think you...
Hail King Rex Watchmen reference. Don't piss me off. Don't piss me off. Watchmen reference. Ooh! Goblin Culinarian, thank you for 25 bits. Get your asses ready for a long-winded goblin rant when the dementia finally takes me about why those Walmart kitchen knives are hot garbage. You need to buy bespoke kitchenware. That kind of vibe I'm getting from Trump these days. Yeah. Yep. Oh, fuck me, that ain't AI? No, I don't believe it is. Is this a reference to the man who watched? No, like, y'all, come on, man. Come on, man. It's Pierce Shelley. It's a classic poem. Any references a JoJo reference? No, it was obviously used in what I think. Yeah, Ozymandias is the character in Watchmen, which is a very intentional Alan Moore point. But no, that poem is from Shelley, Mary Shelley's husband.
You can understand that, but we'll see you all around. I just want to, again, it's everybody is taking pictures of it. Everybody is. My people told me that. It's unbelievable. All day long they're taking pictures. They stand up next to it and they have their picture taken. It really came out beautiful. I didn't know what to expect. Dude. I just want to thank you all, and we love you all, and God bless.
It's just, it's like it's tin pot dictator shit. It's fucking like, this is what you're caring about right now. There's got to be, every day, there is something that has to wake up some hardcore MAGA Trumper who can't fucking pay a medical bill, who can't make their car payment, who can't fucking afford eggs or groceries, who have to cut snacks from their kids' fucking lunches. Like, there has to be something that when they see this, because I know so much of their online algorithm and worldview is constructed to put shit on their timeline like this all day. But there has to be, like, the cognitive dissonance, it simply must be growing too heavy. The seismic weight of it, too great for any person's mentality to lift up. Like, I can't imagine there are people who see this and are not at least slightly wavered. God. Dermot Fenster, I suppose. Oh, there's no way this is 100% gold. There's no way that it's anything other than like painted gold. Thank you for $5. Rise Again. There's a different Ozymandias N by Horace Smith. He and Shelley basically had a poetry jam. Not quite as good, though.
America.
Yeah. Fuck off. Let's go. I hope everybody's been keeping up to date on the latest on the Iran war. A lot of people, I think, are, and myself included, I've been guilty of this, have stopped paying attention to Iran, stopped paying attention to what's happening, and because I think, like most everything else Trump does, is because once you realize the cycle we're in, I think it gets so stressful that a lot of people just check out. Like, once we realize, like, oh, okay, there's not nuclear fire in the sky right now, we can go back to paying attention to other shit or be fucking carrot on a stick with UFOs, which we'll talk about in a second. Exendu761, $2. It's not dissonant. Good as Trump, bad as Dems. Like, you're right. God damn. No, you're right. Like, their worldview is flattened. It's something, I mean, hey, you see it on the fucking left and lib side. You see it everywhere, but I don't know. I want to expect more from people, I guess. God. Latest on the Iran war. U.S. fires on tankers as Tehran accuses Washington of reckless attacks. So we kind of tried and fucked up, what do we call it? Operation Freedom? Whatever the fuck. Iran's internet blackout enters its 70th day on Friday. Iran's ambassador to UN, Amir Saeed Iravani, accused the U.S. of violating the ceasefire after the U.S. military on Friday fired on 2 Iranian tankers near Jask in the Strait of Hormuz, according to the IRIB, Iran's official state broadcaster. In a letter to the UN Security General and President of the Security Council, Iravani said the strikes on the tankers and attacks on Iran's coastal areas also amounted to a breach of the UN Charter. He warned that continued U.S. military action in the Persian Gulf and Strait of Hormuz could have consequences that would be catastrophic and extend far beyond the region. Jesus. Oh, God. Oh, that's fucking... What was it? It wasn't Operation Freedom, wasn't it? No, not Epic Fury. They made another one. They made a... It was like, oh, we're taking the Strait of Hormuz, and then they basically fucked it up immediately, and the Saudis backed out. Let me see. Tehran could withstand blockade for 4 months. A Project Freedom, that's why it fucking was. Peace deal could be a week away. Trump's aborted bid to reopen the Persian Gulf. Soon after, Iran launched a barrage of missiles and drones at commercial ships, at the U.S. Navy, and at one of America's allies, the UAE, where an oil transit hub was set ablaze. U.S. helicopters sank Iranian speedboats, and Iranian drones hit a civilian ship. The intervening hours included the most serious escalation of the conflict since Trump declared a ceasefire to the war in April. Come on, man. Since Trump declared a ceasefire. Then, almost as quickly as it started, Trump directed the U.S. operation to guide ships through the strait to be put on pause. Only 2 vessels are known to have made it through when the president halted operations Tuesday, roughly 36 hours after the project began. Ship traffic, already a trickle, again ground to a halt. Ooh, I love when Trump, Trump dealing with other governments who who are tired of putting up with his bullshit, who he's dragged through the mud so much, and them being like, no, fuck you, go fuck yourself, is so fucking funny for me. Quiet ground for an operation to roll back Iran's influence over the strait in April, sending uncrewed sea drones into the area to scan for mines to help eventually establish a new safe shipping lane along the southern edge of the strait. Like they're gonna be like, yeah, no, come over here, no, just like, hey, stick against the wall, yeah, just follow the wall. That's wild. Providing a military shield for civilian ships could increase the pressure on Tehran in the negotiations while rolling back its efforts to institutionalize its grip on the strait. Framing the operation as a humanitarian gesture and an effort to get stranded crews out of the Gulf while warning Iran not to interfere. Hey, why did Iran take over the Strait of Hormuz? Why? Hey, how did we get here? Huh? Why are you launching a humanitarian aid mission in the Strait of Hormuz? I'm trying to remember. I'm having a hard time for some reason. A brief notice was issued to mariners instructing them to use a new safe corridor that hugged close to the coastline of Oman on the southern side of the strait, effectively splitting the strait into 2 competing shipping lanes. All right, so territorial waters. That's fucking crazy. Iran-controlled route. No, it is. Just stick really fucking close to the shore, giant tankers. Man. Confirmed hit locations. Yeah, motherfuckers are just like shooting oil tankers in the strait. God damn. El Salvi, thank you for another 10. But DD, Trump will rather nuke Iran than admit he lost so he can get Asmal to say based on camera, have none of the world's leaders think he has a small wang and win in the midterms elections. I don't know about midterms. Midterms getting scary, y'all. That's very fucking annoying. All right. Speaking of Iran, this from Fox News of all places just came across my feed, so I decided to save it because, like, no shit, but it's funny to see people admitting it so quickly. U.S. intel community agreed before war Iran wasn't developing a nuclear weapon. Ex-counterterrorism chief says. Joe Kent declared the, quote, narrative and agenda spun by a foreign government, Israel, won the argument and forced us into a war. One of the many tragedies of this war is that before the war began, the U.S. intel community, including CIA, was in agreement that Iran wasn't developing a nuke and that Iran would target U.S. bases in the region and shut down the strait if they were attacked. The IC also properly assessed the targeting the Iranian leadership would strengthen the regime and embolden the hardliners. Despite the professionalism and accuracy of the IC, the narrative and agenda spun by a foreign government, Israel won the argument and forced us into a war. What? That's crazy. Now, granted, a little bit of fucking this is a person talking on Fox News. So, you know, a little bit of a fucking what's the word I'm looking for? Grain of salt. But I feel like this is just saying things that most people already know and acknowledge. Most egregious, yeah, this is from the White House spokesperson. Kent's false claims that the largest state sponsor of terrorism somehow did not pose a threat to the U.S. That's not what he said. That Israel forced the president into launching Operation Epic Fury. Yeah. Alrighty. We have a couple other. Oh yeah. God, I like the thumbnail. I think I did a good job there. Big Jerry, you're already in the fucking chat. Big Jerry, you're crazy for that. We can go. You know what? We haven't had. Let's go show some love to Zoe B real quick. Yeah, Trump admin releases 2026 counterterrorism strategy. Left-wing actors. I did see this. Strategy states, quote, our counterterrorism operations will be executed executed apolitically is fucking crazy. Driven by the principle that America is our homeland. No shit. What? Threat of jihadists, the flooding of deadly drugs at the hand of foreign or violent left-wing extremists who have adopted radical ideologies antithetical to the principles upon which our republic was founded. Uh-huh. I don't want to fucking... Why does this look like this? Can I not? What the fuck? There's not a scroll over button? What the hell? There we go. Presidential forward. Working to crush the threat of terrorism within 43 days. Blah, blah, blah. One of my favorite things is when people in government write down shit like we designated something as though like we passed a resolution to condemn this, as though that's like doing literally fucking anything at all. Let me really quick. I need to go do something. Sorry. Rumors JP died. I have not heard that. I think he's probably just like super fucking sick, if anything else. We ended the war in Gaza. That would be fucking news to the Gazans. Whatever. Board of Peace. American homeland. We're no longer permitting the cartels. Cartels, blah, blah, blah. Good versus bad counterterrorism. Can we take a moment to talk about where Jordy Peterson is right now? It seems some people in chat aren't aware. Last I heard, wasn't he in a I don't think he's in a coma, but I think he's pretty ill, wasn't he? Like he's been having a fucking rough time. Somebody said he's living with like an incredibly painful sickness. Here we go. Yeah. Jordan Peterson's wife says he's in another realm of pain from psychiatric medication injury. Ekachu, thank you for 499. This document specifically is openly targeting trans people and labeling trans groups as terrorists. That's what I'm trying to find. Which, like, I don't doubt it. I did, like I said, I wanted to I wanted to bring up a Ken Klippenstein article, but I didn't get a chance. Apolitically, sure. Americans' God-given rights. Very apolitical. Blah, blah, blah. The threat. Under the leadership of President Trump. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, whatever. The bravest and most skilled warfighters the world has ever seen. Oh my God, the fucking dick sucking doesn't stop, dude. We face three major types of terrorist groups: narco-terrorists and transnational gangs, legacy Islamic terrorists. What the fuck is what is that, like a requel? Is that like the Force Awakens for Islamic terrorists? The fucking Dial of Destiny for Al-Qaeda? The fuck? Violent left-wing extremists, including anarchists and anti-fascists. Just really saying that, huh? Okay. Like not even trying to be like the people who call themselves, like they're not even trying to do the people who call themselves anti. No, actually, the pink-haired lesbian college kids, they're actually the real fascists. Come on. Is this the Force Awakens for Islamic terrorists? The Lost Mujahideen. Oh, man. Goblin Culinarian, give him an enema. An enema, Dr. Seward? Yes, it will give him a sense of accomplishment. Dracula dead and loving it. R.E. Jordan Peterson. The Allah Awakens. Islamic Terrorist Platinum Edition. Yeah, no, I love Legacy Edition. I love, like, fucking, God. All I can think of is ISIS and Al-Qaeda, but, like, ISIS Game of the Year Edition. Anarchaley, thank you for 4 months. Oh, boy, not looking good for me. What do you mean? What's going on? Oh, over here from, yeah. Yep. Get the fuck out of here. Really, Velvet Fire? Ah, fuck that. That's so fucking disappointing. Man. Our CT principles. Left-wing extremism. Extremists who have adopted radical ideologies. This was a thing we already read. CT priorities. Drones. Great. Passing cartel operations. Jihadi terrorists have continued to plot against and kill Americans. Old ways of looking at threats, or has been actively weaponized by its leadership as a political tool. Fucking, again, just wild to say, yeah, no, these intelligence agencies have been actively weaponized as a political tool. Anyway, we're going to fucking lock up everybody who calls himself an anti-fascist on Facebook. Politically motivated killings of Christians and conservatives committed by violent left-wing extremism, including the assassination of Charlie Kirk by a radical who That's fucking crazy, dude. Oh, man. Nehemiah, thank you for 5. Yes, I'm actually super brave and courageous because my daddy president said so. I am a real warrior, and these twins are the real villains, actually. I read it in the voice I assumed you wanted me to read it in. That's fucking crazy. Charlie was killed by a radical who espoused extreme transgender ideologies. Extreme transgender ideologies. Okay, look, if we're saying the shooter, Tyler Robinson, is an extreme example just because he has a trans girlfriend, just because he's having sex with a trans girl, if we're going to go, that makes it extreme. There are more than a couple Republicans who are out there espousing extreme trans ideology. Come on, man. Oh my God. I wasn't expecting the fucking transness here. In addition to cartels and Islam, I'm gonna read it like a fucking Dateline report. In addition to cartels and Islamic terror groups, our national CT activities will also prioritize the rapid identification and neutralization of violent secular political groups whose ideology is anti-American. Oh God. Okay. Kenziel, thank you for another 5. Several months later, and some right-wingers are still upset people didn't mourn Kirk like they wanted. They're also mad at prom kids for mocking Kirk. I saw that. That was funny as hell. That was funny as hell. Oh, no, the shooter was not trans. Blake Gunnels, the shooter was not trans. Ideology is anti-American, radically pro-transgender, and anarchist. By the way, neutralization is code word for just killing them. We talked about this months ago when we were talking about like the CIA playbooks that they use and it's funny talking about CIA shit because you really can't talk about anything having to do with the CIA or, you know, fucking Project Bluebeam or like any of the declassified shit, any MK Ultra, any Mockingbird operation, fucking what's the one I'm thinking of? The Southeast Asia one I'm fucking forgetting. You can't really talk about it without sounding like Alex Jones. You really can't talk about it without being like, we got all the declassified documents right here, folks. Everything is admitted in court. Like, it's the exact same shit, except you're actually like, yeah, a lot of that shit is true. The CIA playbook is fucking insane. Goblin Culinarian, oh my gosh, thank you for another 25 bits. Wake up, babe, new leftist country banger just dropped. I don't believe that. I'll believe that when I fucking sees that. And now that my big video is out, I'll be able to keep working on. I started a script a while ago before I powered through the most recent video. Started a script a while ago about the like decline of country music over time. All right, I want to finish reading this real quick. We will use all the tools constitutionally, sure, available to us to map them at home, identify their membership, map their ties to international organizations like Antifa. Man. Yeah, wait, let us know when you find that Antifa, buddy. Use law enforcement tools to cripple them before they can maim or kill the innocent. Christ. New and deepening alliances with far less. Oh, beyond the 3 categories of terrorist threats to the homeland, our counterterrorism strategy addresses 5 functional aspects of the current CT environment. New and evolving collaboration between nation-states and threat groups such as cartels. New and deepening alliances between the far left and Islamists, i.e. the Red-Green Alliance. That's so fucking funny. Counterterrorism resources. Yeah, rough. Rough, dude. Oh, fucking sucks. All right. El Salve, thank you for another 5. Since Trump and his MAGA simps are pro-gun rights, they also believe leftists, transgenders, commies, blacks, Muslims. No, they do not. No, people like Matt Walsh have talked openly about, like, no, yeah, trans people, like, they're mentally ill, so they shouldn't have guns. I will be right back. I'm going to go get a refill on water, and then we can talk about... You know what? I'll leave this for you. Yeehaw, Brian Andrews. Ooh, this better be good. Don't fucking... Ooh, you... Hey. I'm giving you... This is me giving you the aux cord. Dog, you better not play trash. Goblin, you better not play trash. Okay? All right. Okay. Certified banger. Okay. That's pretty good. Link, please. Yeah, let me pop this in the chat for y'all to bump. No, that's pretty good. That actually, and you know what? That is a good... I do not bring me slop. No, I appreciate it. That's pretty fucking good. It reminds me of, because apparently there is a massive problem right now in, like, country music charts where a lot of country music that is charting is AI generated right now. Like, AI generated. And this is something that I was researching for that video on the kind of decline of country music. Rain Hava, thank you very much for $2. Axios Nashville. AI artists blow up on country music chart. God damn. Breaking Rust boasts 2.3 million monthly listeners. No, I talked about, I think I told everybody. Koa and I took a, we were taking an Uber somewhere together, and our Uber driver was listening to AI country music. And that's part of what sent me down this rabbit hole, is I was just looking, I was trying to find the fucking song he was listening to, because I caught, you know, like how it has the, on Spotify, it has the, he had his phone in the thing, and the image was right there, and I was trying to find something that matched it because it looked AI. Sure, goddamn enough, it was entirely fucking AI. Like, AI made, AI voice, all that. And it was goddamn awful. It was some of the worst music I've heard in a long time. Pathetic. Play it? I don't remember it. Wait. No, I do. Here, hang on. I do remember it because it had a fucking stupid name. Hang on. I might. Yep, there it is. Levi J.C. Walker. Fucking listen to this horseshit. This is, by the way, this is what an Uber driver put on in my on the ride. And this really genuinely, because we think about country music in this unique way where everybody's like, you cannot talk to somebody in America on a social media app or, you know, a dating app without, once you get to the music selection, odds are they're going to say something, everybody I've dated is going to say something like, yeah, I like old country, or I just don't like modern country.
Sun comes up and the house goes wild. Mama's already chasing a barefoot child. Coffee in one hand, backpack in the other. One needs a snack and one's fighting his brother. Dog starts barking, cartoons blaring loud. She's in the middle.
Yeah, Halo Pro has that AI fuzz slurring. That's the thing. There's this kind of like I can't. It sounds like vocal strain, but it's too consistent to be that. Oh yeah, so here's the thing. The song, and the thing with AI, one of the big problems is that AI doesn't really have refrains, or it doesn't really have consistent melodies. Like it will do refrains, but it's not like, you know, okay, we're going to go stanza, refrain, stanza, refrain. It's always a little different because it's not a fucking human being. It's just replicating various patterns.
Of a breakfast crowd takes one look at the clock, whispers, Lord, here we go.
Didn't even rhyme.
Another 8-second ride in a ponytail rodeo.
Another thing, we saw this around the Charlie Kirk shit, where when you actually listen to the lyrics, there's what the fuck do you what are you talking about? What do you mean? What the fuck?
Another 8-second ride in a ponytail rodeo.
An 8-second ride in a ponytail rodeo? What the fuck does that mean? It's making me mad. It's it's pissing me off.
Ain't no warning when the morning breaks. You just smile, breathe deep, and hang on, babe. Open the gate and hold on for 8. That's how a hard day starts. Tiny tornado with a sippy cup smile, running full speed through your heart. Open the gate and hold on for 8.
This isn't the same song, though.
It ain't always a bull in a spotlight spin. Sometimes it's
Is there a
like
second
when the
one?
wild rides in. Tantrums, laundry tears.
There's two fucking versions?
Through the flying plates when life starts bucking and the world won't slow.
It is. There's two fucking songs that are the same. It's the same, like, prompt.
You lean in hard and
This is because this is the one I remember.
open the gate and hold on for 8.
Because I was so mad because it didn't make any fucking sense. What do you mean hold on for 8? What the fuck does that
Sticky little hand.
I gotta be like, there's a moment in Mortal Kombat 2, the movie that I watched last night, where I laughed out loud, where Liu Kang is just like, that's what I had to do just now. I had to be, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna Liu Kang and I'm gonna focus my chi. You know, the Buddha spoke of this. You know, the Buddha talked about this. There is balance in all things. You just gotta let this go. I cannot. It is not worth the stain on my dharma. Goblin Culinarian, thank you for 25 bits. Merle Haggard, Garth Books, Randy Travis, Conway Twitty, the GOAT, Willie Nelson. I promise there's good. Oh, I know there's good country music, but because Nashville is a cannibal town that chews talent up and spits it out, the shit will continue to be on country top 40 until the industry implodes. But Grackle, thank you for another $2. This music owns Waylon Jennings an apology. I think it owes music an apology. Oh yeah, I've been saving the UFO news. I don't think any of the shit so far has revealed actual UFOs. A lot of the things. And so here's the thing. The UFO used kind of like the Epstein shit. It seems like they are drip feeding it, or at the very least if there's really insane shit, it hasn't made its way out yet. Or I think people are also still going through it. But it's a lot of like, look at the fucking the way they have fucking gamified this shit. Oh, thanks. Where is the... Here we go. Like, look at this shit. They set up a whole fucking, like, oh, look at these videos, infrared stills, and it's all fucking... Like, dog. Actual site photo with FBI lab rendered graphic overlay depicting corroborating eyewitness reports from September 2023 of an apparent ellipsoid bronze metallic object materializing out of a bright light in the sky. Actual site photo. So that, like what do you mean site photo? What are you fucking talking about here? Yeah, Ivan gets nothing. It's nothing. Ivan gets cuisine. It's nothing. Yeah. It's like, no. The best. You mean to tell us that apparently there's been this massive conspiracy in the government for 100 years, 100+ years, where alien technology and we've seen UFOs and we made contact and all this shit. And the best we can do is Photoshop overlays. El Salve, thank you for 5. How dare you attack this masterpiece of a song? Hold On for 8 is such a banger Oscar line. Not even Mozart or Michael Jackson can write better. It's not a real picture. No, it's not even a real picture. Like, it's less than nothing. It is not even a real picture. Fucking crazy. So here's the thing, is I think if there is anything to actually come out, they're going to try and fucking zhuzh it up and string people along as they can to make sure, like they want this to be a distraction from all the other shit. A lot of people are saying it's supposed to distract from Epstein. It's not just supposed to distract from Epstein. It's supposed to distract from grocery prices, oil prices, the Strait of Hormuz, Epstein, Cash Patel. Like, it's supposed to be more fucking bread and circuses. Like, here's the thing. I don't think this is inherently like a bad thing for a government to have. If they are taking corroborating witness reports of something happening and they're making basically a artist mock-up or interpretation, whatever, fine, put it in a case file. That does not mean that it is real or it happened or they found evidence of it. It means that this is a corroborative piece to illustrate something from eyewitness reports. That's it. Archival imagery from the Apollo 17 mission to the moon. The yellow box contained an enlarged area of the original photo in which 3 lines are visible above the lunar terrain. 1972. Again, you're telling me it's a 1972 camera. That's 3 fucking dots, man. That's three fucking dots. That could be a scratch on the camera lens. What are you talking about? Like, you show, if you want to show me a man on the moon, show me a fucking man on the moon. Don't edge me like this. This is, you know what this is? This is just UFO gooning. That's what this is. What are we fucking doing, man? Like, what are we doing here? Like, look at this shit. This is the UFO. I gotta put on some theme music. Actually, makes you think. Makes you think. When you actually think about it, it's kind of crazy. Like, damn, we might actually not be alone in the universe. Wow. Look at that dot. Wow, look at that dot. Oh, there's still more. Oh, of course there is. Oh, I know all this music. You know what's weird? Listening to music, from not from shows and shit, but when you listen to a soundtrack so much, or you hear a soundtrack so much that you recognize how it started. This is the thing. If you've played more than 5 Star Wars games, you fucking know it. Like, if you played Shadows of the Empire, you know that fucking Hoth suite by heart. Magar, thank you for $5. Pentagon reports massive jangling keys-shaped object in the sky. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, it's just all this. But anyway, that's my way of saying that I know so much of the X-Files soundtrack because of the X-Files PS2 horror game, X-Files Resist or Serve, which is one. I'm not gonna say it's an amazing game. It is a very nostalgic game, near and dear to my heart. It's pretty good. It's pretty decent until you get to the end bitch, which are some of the worst boss fights I've literally ever played. Yeah. Nullifier Pro, the government is playing Stalker in real life. Eagle-eyed viewers tomorrow will find some references to Tarkovsky's Stalker, actually. Stalker, what movies do I talk about? I talk about, well, okay, so I reference plenty of movies, Videodrome, Stalker, Blade Runner, Dark City. I actively talk about for the video tomorrow for anybody who's curious, actively talk about and have sections on films like First Reformed, How to Blow Up a Pipeline, Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, and Kurosawa's Akira. Would I consider streaming the Thing game since I'm on a PS2 kick? I would. I actually bought I used to have it on PS2, sold it when I needed money. What else is new? I did buy the remaster and I never got deep into it. That's a game. The Thing game is one that I'm fascinated by because it's really interesting, the stuff it does. Like it's squad mechanics and stuff, but it is one of those games that I really want to, and you know what, that'd be fucking perfect for streaming because I really want to like actually engage with it mechanically and not just fucking, bumble my way through it. Yeah, it's hard to tell what it's supposed to be. Yeah, if you didn't know that, like, oh, there it is, the fucking little dot. Like, we have, September 2025, we have more cameras on Earth that can be hacked into at any point. We have more cameras in America than ever before in human history. And you mean to fucking tell me that somehow alien sightings have only gotten more rare as our handheld technology has gotten better? And we still can't fucking see the motherfuckers? Come on. Come on, man. And it's that again. Okay, so that's it. For real, dog? For real? What are we doing? Release 01. What's release 01? Oh, here we go. Cleared for, like, again, look at this shit. They make this whole fucking website and they make it look like a fucking Call of Duty menu. You remember Modern Warfare? In between missions, you used to have, back in the old Modern Warfare games, you used to have the like mission briefings where General Shepard would say some bullshit at you about Makarov or whatever the fuck. And that's what they're trying to make this look like. They're trying to make this look like a fucking Black Ops intermission briefing. They on some Black Ops 1 shit, yeah. Let me see. What can I do? Whose voice can I do from Black Ops? I don't think I can do. I can do kind of Shepard. I don't really think I can do Woods. Know how amazing how rare the Epstein files. Yeah, interesting, huh? Interesting. Ekachu, thank you very much for $10. I was able to puzzle my way through the song. It's basically a dad praising his traditional wife for doing all the labor to take care of his kids and going hell yeah. Yeah, and if the second song we listened to was the one I know was in the car, and that one is, from what I remember, completely fucking imparsible. Makarov is releasing the files. We need you to stop him. The Goblin Culinary, thank you for 10 bits. Boosting my last donor message for your delight because I believe in giving you pocket change for being a good... Oh, you think I'm a good noodle? Babe. They said I'm a good noodle. Koa said I'm a good noodle. Aw. El Salve, thank you for 5. If you listen very carefully to the strange alien keys jingling the UFO files, it's actually the aliens trying to Morse code us the Epstein file. Oh, that would be fucking good. That would be... Man, what if they do the dumbest of all possible worlds, but honestly the one we probably deserve, is what if they do just accidentally let out an alien file or something that acts as a beacon for interstellar life, and the aliens come and they're like, hey, were y'all looking for these fucking Epstein files? We found this shit. The UFO files, Mason. What do they mean? The numbers, Mason. Dragovich, Kravchenko, Steiner. God, man. Oh, something about that. I don't know what it was about the first Black Ops in particular, and Black Ops 2, but I don't know what it was about the first Black Ops in particular that just narratively enraptured a generation of gamers. I don't know what it is that everybody was like, fucking, this shit whips. This shit is iconic. Instantly. Chat, should I play Black Ops: A Story? Yeah. Or wait for the video I'm doing on it. But yeah, it's a fun story. It's a fun, really, like, pulpy shooter. It's still good. I played it a couple years ago for the shooter series. And like I mean, it's still very jingoistic. It's still very rah Americana in a lot of ways. Piccolo the Goat, Modern Warfare 2 campaign fucking whip 2. Modern Warfare 2, I've probably played Modern Warfare 2, and Black Ops 1's campaign for like a long time. I loved those games. I had no like internet to play multiplayer, so I just played I love the campaigns so much. Beat every one of them on veteran, so like fucking couldn't put them down. Goodness gracious, thank you everybody. Rain Hava, thank you for $2. And remember, no, that's too British. And remember, no Yiddish. No, I still did it British. What the fuck? No Russian. Goblin Culinarian, thank you for 35 bits. Reposted because it made me laugh for 10 minutes. You have a wonderful friendship with our wonderful new friends, the Centauri. They got big, fancy hair, and I respect that. They might be Russian. We ain't sure, but what we do know is we're going to build a fantastic space wall. The Nine will pay for it, and they'll thank us. They want to build a space station, call it Babylon 5. Don't know what happened to the first 4. Let's make space great again. DJT pre-Shadow War. I don't know what Shadow War is, but it just made me think of like Darksaber, which just made me think of expanded universe Star Wars shit, and I'm just like, now I'm just thinking of Trump being like, and they call him Grand Admiral Thrawn. Grand Admiral is very respected, very strong. Some people said, you know, he's got blue skin. I said, I don't see blue skin color. I just see strength. I just see the resurrection of the Empire and the Darksaber projects. There's a huge Activision publisher, so I was looking through it. I just need you to react to his game, Ultra Mini Golf. What is Ultra Mini Golf Adventures? I have not seen, unfortunately, I've never seen Babylon 5. I'm not a big sci-fi TV person. I'm really not. Hell yeah, 3D Ultra Mini. Let's go 3D Ultra Mini Golf Adventure. Oh, that's PS2. No, this is a Wii game. That's what this looks like. 2006. Yep. I bet you dollars to donuts right now. I'm going to look this up. This shit was on the Wii. Really? Xbox 360? Damn. Sierra Online. Damn. Huh. The Gala Culinary, thank you for 25 bits. Trump imitation. We got our good friends, the Borg, those big space cubes. Aren't they great, folks? You know, they're Swedish, I think. Lego Star Wars: A Complete Saga. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Don't be putting things in my brain now that I'm gonna be making Lego Star Wars noises for the rest of the stream. Don't be thinking that I'm gonna be going fucking wah! Wah! Oh, lady didn't like that. Okay. Rain Hava, thank you for $2. Had to put spaces in Yiddish to send this. All right. Jordan Peterson's wife says he's in, quote, another realm of pain. So we talked about this earlier. I just wanted to go read this for my own edification at this point. Famed psychologists. It's because I haven't looked this up in a long time. That was perfect. What, the Wookiee? Wait, no, it's higher pitch. He is not talking about going back to work yet. Tammy Peterson. Husband feels as if he's in another realm of pain. His mornings are brutally painful and discouraging. He just feels the damage done from psych medications from over 6 years ago takes patience, time, and loving attention. Jesus. Benzos. Akathisia, a chronic movement disorder characterized by intense restlessness and a compulsive need to move. Oof. Suffered from sepsis. He's on that fucking it wasn't Maduro. Who was the fucking the South American piece of shit who Bolsonaro. Jair. Roger. I think that's the closest. No, I can do. Roger. No, I can't. Roger. No, I can't do. super low. I could kind of do a Wilhelm scream. I'd have to get really loud, but I don't want to spike the audio. The 2022 remake of Modern Warfare 2 is cheaper than the original Black Ops on Steam. Are you high? No, because the Black Ops 2, like Black Ops 1 is a better game in literally every way. Like it is a, down to the art design, it is a more interesting game. It's just straight up, top to bottom, just a better fucking experience. Do it. Gonk. Can I gonk? Like gonk droid? Gonk. 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 Oh, I genuinely do not understand how anybody is surprised at this point over any vocal stimulus I do. Emotional video. That fucking sucks, man. Like, honestly, I feel fucking bad for the dude. I really do. I really do. That's, oh, I can't go high enough. I used to be able to do a proper, like, high-pitched R2-D2. I don't know Dragon Ball. I don't know from Dragon Ball. All right, chat. We did the FBI or the UFO files. Brief news I wanted to talk about today, just because I haven't been covering as much news lately. But I want to do. Kash Patel ordered the polygraphs of more than 24 members of his team, sources say. FBI director is said to be looking for leaks and has ordered polygraphs to be taken of current and former members of security detail as well as other staff. Can we get an entire stream of Simlish? Another one I don't have enough of a grasp in. Yeah, polygraphs is fucking hilarious, by the way. Like, polygraphs have been disproven for literally fucking decades. And the FBI, the fake fucking FBI director being like, no, I'm going to polygraph all the... Like, I can't imagine hearing that as an FBI agent. Like, hey, you're going to be subjected to a polygraph test, and be like, they had to fucking laugh at first, be like, that was a good one, Greg. No, seriously, why was I called into the office? And Greg has to be like, no, I'm serious. Kash said everybody has to be polygraphed. Oh man. Looking for leaks and has ordered polygraphs to be taken of current and former members of his security detail. Being in a panic mode to save his job and find leakers among his team, according to two. And you know what? Being completely unhinged and unprofessional at your job will definitely help the situation, my guy. Meeting this week, key operational leaders of the Bureau raising concerns inside the FBI about Patel's ability to stay abreast of pressing threats and investigations. It reminds me of like when Patel, on the day it happens. Thank you for 30 bits. It reminds me of today I saw fucking Dan Bing Bong out here trying to tough up against Obama, being like, oh yeah, I was in the FBI. I know shit about you. You better fucking what? It's like, dude. Yeah, you were in the FBI and you did fuck all, buddy. You went back to being a podcaster. You were in the FBI, Dan Bongino, and then you were like, you know what? Actually, I can fight the system from not inside. I'm more valuable as a podcaster. It's crazy.
Remote control. The ashtray, the paddle game, and the remote control. That's all I need. These matches. The ashtray and these matches and the remote control and the paddle ball. This lamp. The ashtray. This paddle game and the remote control. And the lamp, and that's all I need. And that's all I need, too. I don't need one other thing. Not one. I need this. The battle game and the chair. And the remote control. And the matches. For sure.
Sorry, I gotta text somebody. Velvet Fire, when are Ko and I doing another gaming stream? Well, so we're going to be going over to Seattle for a week, about a week, starting on Sunday. So by the way, pinned on YouTube, if you'd like to donate, help us on the trip, we're going to need a little bit of money. We already got a place to stay. We already got travel plans to get over there, but just, you know, money for food, money for Uber, because that's kind of how I get around when I go to big cities. That's just Hegseth when he leaves the government. But what was I saying? I answer this. But so anything, if you want to help with managing some of the costs on that, keeping it low so we're not fucking expending all of our money going there, it would be very much appreciated, but absolutely not like fucking, you know, detrimental. I'm not stretching myself thin. I'm not going to be out here asking like, oh, yes, please fucking bankroll my vacations or anything. Which it's not really a vacation. I'm going over to work anyway. But I will also be streaming. There will be a good enough internet connection. I hope I will be bringing my work laptop, so I'll be able to, my work laptop and bunk ass camera, so it'll be just a fucking desk stream. But I will still be covering news, hopefully on Wednesday, and I don't know. We'll kind of have to play it by ear. But I'm planning on doing at least 2 streams when I'm there. And of course, I will be going to the Seattle International Film Festival to see Mia Moore's new movie again. And if anybody's going to be there, feel free to come say hi. I like to. I'm trying to do things. I did this the last time I was at a protest and I was covering it. But if you come up to me and say hi, oh, I watched the channel or something, I will try and take your name down. That way I can shout you out the next time I stream. So that's the T on that. That's the T. Can't wait to see it when it comes to LA, I assume. Well, oh yeah, I mean that's where Mia lives. I got to visit Seattle again so we can meet up for lunch. I mean, like, we're planning on, so I don't live in Seattle. We're planning on moving over there. So it's going to be the cheapest way to go over, because like I said, we want to keep it like really like down in price. So we didn't fly. The cheapest way to go over was Greyhound bus. So it's going to be a while over there, and a while back, but that's not bad. Why are you seeing again if you already watched it? Well, I haven't already watched it. But I'm going to the premiere. So this is the first time that it's going to be seen at a festival. And yeah, I'm going to just kind of be there. Just my friend has a cool ass movie coming out. I'm excited to see. All right, let's go to now we've got a couple videos going here. I haven't seen this video. Is this video a joke? Well, I heard good things from Moon Channel. I don't know about Moon Channel. I don't know from Moon Channel, so I guess we're gonna kind of see.
The following video is rated PG-13. Viewer discretion.
I've heard good things. We are gonna, however, go and also do it while gaming. Do it. Give me a yeah. That was not. Hey, you know what? I've done better. I've done better.
Is advised. If you've watched Moon Channel before, you know that I dabble in the occasion.
Don't forget the Google Doc. Oh, yeah. Artemis Baker, did I delete my most recent video? I talked about it at the beginning of the stream. If you want to go back, it's probably like 10 minutes in that I talked about it. I didn't, well, I took it down because there are some things, some additional facts came up and things were presented to me that I don't feel good keeping it up. And it's not necessarily because of the criticism. Like, I am not bowing to pressure, and I mostly haven't changed any of what I believe. But there were valid points brought up that I did not handle with the what's the word I'm looking for? I did not handle as responsibly as I should hold myself to, I guess, is I try to hold myself to a higher standard, and it became very clear to myself that I was not meeting that, and that it was not a good reflection of me or my beliefs. Banana Brains YYZ, which video was it? The one the stream highlighted I did about the Chibi Reviews lolly thing. All right, give me 1 second. I'm going to run to the restroom real quick, and I'll be right back.
Gacha game. Admittedly not too seriously, I'm still level 20 in Zenless Zone Zero, for example, much to the bemusement and horror of Moon Channel's artist Larita Shine. But I do play gacha.
Zenless Zone Zero, real quick, is that the feet one? What's the feet one? What's the I know somebody in here knows. Y'all know what I'm talking about too. Ooh, don't act like you don't. Zenless is the hot wolf guy one. Yo, it's the wolf guy and the feet one? The feet one is Honkai Impact? I give up. I can't keep all this shit straight. It's too much. So I've been... Ko and I have been in... Ko is going through a Mortal Kombat phase. And I've been hyper fixating a little bit on Mortal Kombat, which is a lifelong love of mine, genuinely. And so on the walk home from the theater last night, they just had to listen to me lore dump about like fucking just I cannot imagine what an idiot asshole I was to listen to. Just me as a grown adult being like, and then actually there was a second Sub-Zero in the tournament, but it turned out to be Han's brother, Kuai Liang, who like just I say that to admit that I am incredibly aware of when a subject is really deep and how nerdy it immediately sounds when you dip your toe in. All right, give me 1 second.
And in my experience, there are only...
Mason Galliath, I think you should let it stay up. The discussion in the comments were pretty enlightening. So the problem is that I can't add anything to it. I can only take stuff out of it. You cannot go and add footage to a video. If I could, I would let it stay up. I don't like taking stuff down. But my only option to rectify, because like I said at the beginning, I'm still unsure if I accidentally dead named somebody or not. Like, and I don't have a way to verify that. And that's not up to my standard of information. And I let my emotion on a very controversial, understandably controversial subject that I am incredibly passionate about, incredibly convicted about. I let my emotion get in the way of actually sourcing my arguments, actually having a reliable source for what I was saying. And I don't like that. Like that's something, when that was presented to me, I was like, oh yeah, no, that's, yeah, that's not great. And I've been thinking about it the last 2 days, and I'm like, that the only real way to not have this be an example of me being a dipshit and an asshole is to not have it up, genuinely. Because the other thing that I learned is that even though I put out a very long comment trying to contextualize it and trying to clarify some of the points, a lot of people weren't reading it. Like, straight up, a lot of people fucking did not read it and just went to the comments to repeat a lot of the same stuff I had already addressed. So I also cannot rely on, like, oh yeah, if I put something in the comments, or like, it's just better if somebody really wants my opinion, they can come get it here. Or they can ask me, or like a lot of people have done, they can reach out in my DMs. I'm not fucking hiding anything. I've never tried to hide anything. I've been open about literally every mistake I've made. I have addressed every mistake I've made. It's not me hiding. It's me not, like, I'm not willing to put my name on that. Mason Galliot, I respect your decision. Alas, I do wish I had read a few more of those comments before you had to take it down. Hey, if you're, I mean, like, it depends on what you're looking for, because there's not a whole lot. The one thing I will say is that between the three platforms, I've seen people comment on it: YouTube, Blue Sky, and Twitter. The YouTube comments were genuinely the most respectful and the most conversational. Like, there were actually good conversations happening there. And so I can't really say, like, oh, you can go to fucking just go see the same arguments, because those everybody else is like, it's not a lot of great conversation happening. And from what I've seen, hey, maybe there is. I don't know. Xenagros, did they actually get busted for what they got busted for, though? That's another thing that I wasn't able to fully verify, and I was, like, reporting on secondhand information. Like, and I'm again, it was an emotionally led choice, and I fucked up. I try to hold myself to a higher standard, and in this case, then I've been very consistent. It should not be fucking it should not be a surprise to a lot of people here that I am adamantly, vitriolically against that kind of content. That said, that doesn't, like, my passion for a subject, my anger at its existence does not validate me using questionable sources, most importantly, not properly vetting my fucking info. It straight up didn't. Like, I'll be honest about that. That doesn't change my opinion on the subject. That just means that, like, I will be more rigorous about it in the future and how I cover it. Why did that do that? There we go. All right, here we go. Sorry. Also, I looked on Blue Sky and I see people claiming that you consume that content because of your opposition to it. Yeah, it's woof. Blue Sky is super frustrating too, because it is or at least I'm assuming some parts of it are a hug box. Because on Twitter, somebody will quote tweet me, somebody will shit talk me, and they'll do it. They won't block me. Generally speaking, a lot of people do. On Blue Sky, they will say shit, tag you, and then block you. And it's like, you just don't want me to fucking defend myself. Anyway. Libsky. Yeah.
Only two meaningful categories of gacha game. Games that you can play in public and games that you really shouldn't. The latter category of games is, well, not for me. But Goddess of Victory Nikke is different. Nikke is special. I played Nikke for a bit as I was writing the script.
Chat, what did you send me? Who sent me? Stella, was this you? This was you? Hey, yo, Velvet Fire, you seen there's a prequel novel on Asterion and Neil Newborn is doing the audiobook? That's who's writing it? It was not you. Who was it? Was it Goblin? This YouTuber is good. Goblin. It was you. Kieran Jen Mystic messed so much of your stream. Went to see Hokum, which was excellent. I hope your weekend starts looking up tomorrow. My weekend does, because also I have a new video coming out. Black hole sunfish. I watched this video. It's good. Okay. I'll trust you. Never apologize for triggering Twitter lollipops. I'm not. Here's the thing. I'm not apologizing. I'm thinking about making a video on the subject, but I probably won't, honestly, because as much as I care about this shit, I have so much other things to work on. And I'm not gonna fucking, I'm not bending a knee, but it's also not bending a knee to admit fault and take responsibility if it's something that can genuinely hurt people. Like, I don't see that as this kind of reactionary, like Destiny would do, is like, no, fuck these people. Like, no, if somebody has a good point, I feel compelled to acknowledge that they have a good point. And I feel a responsibility to try and do better, right? Yeah. Anyway, I will be right back.
For the Korean Gender War Part 2 video, after a comment by Moon Channel viewer Valkyrie Tiara in Part 1 brought the plot of Nikke to my attention. For you see, though the game can be quite raunchy, it subverts the typical prurient gacha game tropes in interesting ways, turning them on their heads, which is especially important given the cultural background from which the game emerges. Nikke is developed by a South Korean developer, Shift Up, and South Korea, as we've previously covered, is in the midst of a serious and ongoing gender conflict, wherein the outrage of young men towards the cruel, unequal, and uncaring system that they live in is being redirected by that system into punching down on those below them in the Korean hierarchy, the women. It is heart-wrenchingly difficult to be a young person in Korea, but even more difficult to be a Korean woman, which is why almost 80% of young Korean women want to leave Korea, why 83% of young Korean men and women view South Korea as hell, and why as much as a quarter of North Korean defectors have seriously considered returning to North Korea. And in the midst of this conflict, in the very thick of it, are gacha games. This is the environment in which Nikke both exists and thrives. A gacha game, like so many others, built around the collection of women, the commodification of women, and dare I say, the objectification of women, that emerges from what is arguably the developed world's most misogynistic country. Let me ask you this then. If you were placed into a society like South Korea's and you had to make the argument that women's rights are important, that a society where women aren't treated like objects is an inherently better society for everyone, that the existing system creates toxic expectations which affect women and men in precisely the ways that make their lives so hard.
Interesting. I'm on board with this. I can fucks with this. Subverting tropes and expectations in media. Let's go. I keep doing this to Koa. Chat. Let's go. Let's go, chat.
Where would you start?
Let me be clear. Chat. Let's go.
how would you start? How do you reach an audience that appears to be so far gone? Well, the answer is compromise. You meet them halfway. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that playing gacha games makes you some kind of male chauvinist. I mean, I play gacha games too. However, a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. And look, Nikkei isn't going to take you all the way to gender equality, right? But maybe it can open the door to empathy for a population of gamers that are conditioned to treat women as objects.
Okay, I can't fuck with this guy. I don't know this dude a lot. Like, but like, my impression, this is a very rational, reasonable argument that I think most people could probably agree with. Smoony one, terrible for me.
This video is going to be a pretty heavy one, so if you're in the mood for some lighter, more jovial fare, why not try today's sponsor, Overmortal. Now look, if you're familiar with Moon Channel, you know that I like to talk about philosophy and East Asian culture. I'm sure she's starting up and uncover more the pre-G Nimbus J6 for two. I'm relatively new to the world of content creation, but if there's one thing that I've learned in my time here, it's that people love cake. No, GLaDOS, not literal cake, figurative cake, euphemistic cake. People love butt. And I'll note that I use the word people very intentionally. Indeed, a love of cake is gender neutral, as any dangerous-looking woman holding a boat paddle at an anime convention will gladly and painfully demonstrate to you. The butt is a part of the human body, after all, and human bodies, I should hope, are what other humans find attractive. Yet the love of the human body specifically has long been a complicated topic. There exists in virtually every extant culture some invisible line that separates mere appreciation of the human body from lust. A line between art and prurience, between acceptable and obscene. Consider, for example, this famous test for obscenity provided by the American Supreme Court Justice Potter Stewart
go in
his concurrence in Jacob Ellis versus Ohio.
Miller test, I think?
The test he put forward is, and I quote, "I know it when I see it." Any attempt to draw some line between acceptable art and obscene materials, however, must necessarily contend with the fact that obscene materials can, of course, be art. Because both art and obscenity are in the eye of the beholder. Both are highly subjective, and what counts as art or obscenity varies from person to person. When Pablo Picasso first unveiled Les Demoiselles d'Avignon to the public, his creation was met with a lot of controversy, not just due to the bold artistic direction, but because the subject matter, ostensibly 5 women of the night posing nude, was in some way offensive to the sensibilities of his audience back in 1916. Yet today, I don't think that very many people would look at Les Demoiselles d'Avignon and find it to be particularly lewd or obscene, including, I hope, YouTube and Overmortal. Sorry, fellas. Nor, I imagine, would many consider Botticelli's...
It's funny because I have a weird, similar situation right now where the next video I'm working on, I've already talked about the video, but I have a sponsor. It's Balessa, the sponsor I worked with on the Daily Wire video. And it is... I'm nervous about them sponsoring this video, but I think it'll do well in views, so I'm trying to pitch it to them like that.
Birth of Venus to be obscene, or a statue like Michelangelo's David to be obscene. Unless you're in Florida, where a teacher was fired for showing Renaissance art, including both of the above works, to students in a 6th grade art history class. Now look, art and obscenity are as you define them to be, and sometimes, in fact very often I'd say, the best art can be a little bit of both. Beauty and titillation are 2 sides of the same artistic coin. Yet just as beauty and titillation are 2 sides of the same coin, so too are beauty/titillation, which I will arbitrarily call...
What's my number 1v1 fighter? Probably either MKX or MK11. Yeah, again, I've been in a real... Ko and I spent a couple hours last night, and I've been playing a lot of Mortal Kombat with them lately. Because of that.
Attraction and commodification. For as long as there has been art, humanity has tried to capture attractiveness in art. And as long as there has been commerce, humanity has attempted to sell that very same captured attractiveness for profit. A problem therein arises. If one packages a facsimile of personhood, of human beauty and human lust, and sells that package, if one takes attractiveness and commodifies it, then objectification, the reducing of the vast complicated scope of humanity to a mere object to possess, becomes inevitable. Then comes the terrifying reality of objectification. To objectify is to dehumanize. By removing the beauty from the context of the person to sell, one takes the person and makes it property. And once a person becomes property, once a person has been alienated from their humanity, it becomes...
This is a very good way to lay out this. I'm very impressed so far. I will just say that.
Becomes easy to justify cruelties visited against them. They are, after all, just objects, just toys, just playthings. In Nikke, the lovely ladies that you fight alongside are treated like objects. They are objectified, both in-universe and out of it. Shift Up likes to categorize Nikke as a third-person shooter, but make no mistake, this isn't Helldivers, and
Wait,
this isn't...
wasn't this... I thought Nikke is the third person... I don't fucking keep any of these. I thought Nikke was the dress-up one.
Splatoon. Nikke is a gacha game. It's a game where one can spend real money to acquire...
Darkstalkers. Well, I don't know. Erebus, I like Skullgirls quite a bit. I was just never good at it. Not that I'm great at Darkstalkers either. I like Skullgirls, but like Skullgirls has a fucking steep curve to it. That game's deep. But yeah, I would say Darkstalkers. Like Darkstalkers 3, I would, if I had room. I do not have room or money for a fucking Infinity Nikke. Is this a different game? This is Nikke. What is this one?
Their in-game characters or their cosmetic skins.
Nikke is the booty shoot game. Infinity
and one
Nikke
collects
is the
those characters, the Nikke, to
my bad. Ooh.
Control them for use in...
I'm being sarcastic. I'm not actually mad.
Gameplay, or to experience the game's story elements, or, you know, because one likes how they look. And how they look, the appearances of the Nikke, are a big selling point of the game.
Jesus Christ, man.
The commercials for this game play up that fact. The marketing is all about the titillation. Nikke is the de facto popular prurient gacha game. It's one of the highest grossing of any gacha.
Oh. It's at the low end in 2024 with 16 million
games as per Sensor Tower. For story reasons, the Nikke are all women, and many of the character designs are, we'll say, hornier than the rhinoceros.
Rhinos notably do not have fur.
Get together at your local furry convention. The gameplay is just as licentious. When you're in a battle, in that third-person shooter mode, when you shoot, your character...
Oh, this is the game. This is... I'm gonna be real. This is barely a fucking third-person shooter. I'm gonna be real.
Experiences substantial recoil. And the characters in the game are not so subtly in love with you, the player character. It's like a stereotypical male fantasy. You're surrounded by all of these beautiful women, these Nikke, and all of them are competing for your attention. They are designed to attract the male gaze. And I do mean male gaze. There is no female playable character, after all. Nikke isn't unique in that aspect, though. Almost every gacha game commodifies attraction and reduces the scope of humanity to a purchasable good. There are waifu and husbando games galore. But what sets Nikke...
You know what fucking chaps my khakis is that all of the... Like, all of the husbando games, as they say, look way fucking better. They look so much better than the generic anime art shit. All of the other games look exactly the same.
Apart is how it subverts the indelible objectification of gacha games with its plot, with its narrative. Nikke are human brains.
I don't think it's I don't think he's AI. I think this is his voice.
Taken exclusively from women, which are then implanted into machine bodies and used as soldiers to fight against an invasion of allegedly alien machines known as the Raptors. The brains of men, you see, tend to violently reject the Nikkei transplants, and as...
Yeah, of course. So, like... Something about anime storytelling will turn me the fuck off in the first 10 seconds. It's the reason I never played shit like Code Vein, or why I never finished like Astral Chain, even though Astral Chain's cool.
Men were the primary fighting force at the time of the initial Rapture invasion. There was a huge demographic collapse due to the low survival rates for men. In the end, only women were permitted to become Nikkei due to their stability. Don't think too much about it. It's Hideo Kojima logic. In any case...
Okay, hey, let's slow our fucking roll here, okay? Okay, let's fucking... Hey, ease up off my goat, alright? Ease up off the goat.
In order to increase their stability and stave off potential violent psychosis, Nikkei have their memories wiped not infrequently, and indeed...
Just to be here for a night, Code Vein is fucking awesome. Oh, yeah, no, like, Code Vein looks like a fun game, but goddamn, everything about it, like, everything about the storytelling and all that shit, it's just... Anime storytelling does very little for me, unless it's something that is, you know, a very different, like, you know, like Evangelion or Polar Bear Cafe.
Most Nikkei have a very limited personality. The large majority of Nikkei are so-called mass-produced Nikkei, and very few of these mass-produced Nikkei survive long enough to be upgraded or customized into fully realized Nikkei with personalities. To my knowledge, the only two cases where a mass-produced Nikkei survives to full realization are your starting companion Rappy and the Pilgrim Nikkei Scarlet. Furthermore, as most Nikkei are these mind-wiped, uncanny living android weapons, naturally, common people tend to view them with fear and distrust. The commanding officers of the Nikkei, which tend to be men, treat the Nikkei as disposable, as machines instead of people, as they are taught to do by their military training, a brainwashing program of sorts. And you, the main character, the hero of the story, the only power you have that sets you apart from everyone else, the defining characteristic that makes you the hero, is that you have empathy.
Echo Boz, you don't like Cowboy Bebop? I like Cowboy Bebop. What makes you think I didn't like Cowboy Bebop? I like Cowboy Bebop.
You respect your Nikkei and treat them as equals, as friends, and as comrades. You value their personalities. You take into consideration their thoughts and feelings. You admit to being wrong sometimes.
It's fucking crazy.
Your character
the shit
doesn't
they have.
objectify the Nikkei in the way
Is
that
this
the rest
is this
of the
game like AO? Or is it? No, it doesn't seem AO, but like, is it on the fucking mobile store and shit? I don't think I've seen it on consoles. I mean, it looks like a mobile game with the 3D rendered art and everything, or the 2D rendered art.
The game's characters tend to do, including at times other Nikkei. And as you sit there rolling gacha to get the character you're most attracted to, you must confront the paradox and resolve it. Are Nikkei objects, or are they friends? With every pull of gacha, with every intentional and undeniable act of objectification, the gamer is forced to confront their own biases and observe in action the very societal norms that crushed and enslaved the spirits of the girls they love, of their waifus, of their Nikkei, whom they are a hero to. They are forced in a very real sense to glimpse the reality of the situation for women in our waking world, a situation that is reaching a breaking point in South Korea. They, for a brief moment, are made to gaze deeply into the abyss of the P-word. The history of the world is the history of men. In early human societies,
okay, ease up here.
Societies, men hunted and women foraged. These were roles born of
this is going. Look, I get going back far, and I get tangential topics because, good God, do I do that a lot in the video game, or in the video I made. But at a certain point, you as a video essayist, you really shouldn't do the Webster's Dictionary define. Like, it just makes me laugh. It makes me laugh a little bit.
Differences
to go back that
of
far.
Physical necessity. But though these roles were different, they were devoid of hierarchy. In the beginning, there was no distinction of authority between men and women. However, as we all know, might makes right, and physical strength could be used to seize land or resources,
this took a weird Evo
which
Psych turn,
became
I'll agree.
especially relevant once humans settled down and became static agricultural societies. As men biologically possessed more physical strength, we took control of the land and resources and built myths and narratives to justify our control.
Okay,
We
you're
called
getting
it
away from me,
the
buddy.
divine right of kings,
I was with you.
or the mandate of heaven. And these systems that we made to justify our control separated the world into hierarchies. There were kings, nobles, burghers, freemen, and peasants. There was the emperor, the court, the craftsmen, the merchants, and the farmers. And there were men, and there were women. The history of the world is the history of men because men have made a social construct out of increasingly irrelevant biological differences and have justified this social construct with thousands of years worth of intellectual justification in philosophy, in theology, and more.
No, I see him. He's kind of going around back and like being like, and this is how we got all of. Okay, I get what he's doing here. He's saying all this stuff, asserting it, and then being like, this is where we got all of these ideas from, dudes.
Study dominated by men, which
he's laying the propaganda, then
excluded
exposing it.
women.
Okay.
This system of justifications that we men built, a system that oppresses both men and women with its strict hierarchies, with its gender roles, is the P word. A word the mere utterance of which will turn away half the viewers currently watching. If you've stuck around this long, I hope you'll stay with me here. The P word is patriarchy. All right, deep breaths, take it easy. Move your mouse away from the back button, all right? Give me a moment. The P word, patriarchy. It hurts all of us, men and women alike. Ask the widower, raising a kid on his own, how he feels about gender roles when he takes his kid to the park, when he has to endure the fearful stares of mothers wondering why this stranger has wandered in with a child. Or ask the stay-at-home husband, who isn't the breadwinner of his family, how he feels. Everything could be perfect at home. He could have a perfectly loving relationship, a perfect life, but society judges him for something that is ultimately meaningless. Or ask the Korean young man who was forcibly conscripted into the military and now exits the military feeling like he is behind on an imaginary curve that was pushed onto him by a society which now hoists further expectations on him to get a high-paying job and raise a family and provide for everyone. Does he deserve that pressure? Why do we do this to him? The burden of patriarchy cuts both ways because it was never intended to serve the greater good of all. It doesn't serve women, and it doesn't serve most men either. It serves merely some men, the powerful and privileged, at the expense of everyone else. And believe it or not, the plot of Nikkei touches on this as well. The last bastion of humanity is a large underground city known as the Ark. And despite how desperate the situation is for mankind, the Ark remains a highly striated society. At the bottom there are non-citizens, former criminals and outlaws who have had their citizenship revoked. Then there are the quotidians, regular working people. A layer above the ordinary people are the sovereigns, the privileged and wealthy of the Ark. And at the top are the CEOs of the major Nikkei manufacturers, and yet above them, the chiefs of the central government. We are shown in-game time and time again that the lion's share of power that the central government wields is derived from the exploitation of Nikkei. And one gets the sense that the...
It's very funny when they have these, like, that kind of game, and then a flamboyant as hell flaming F-slur character like this. And I say that F-slur affirmative, F-slur positive.
Derived from the exploitation of Nikkei. And one gets the sense that the bureaucracy of the central government cares more about maintaining the status quo that favors them than it actually cares about defeating the Raptures. There are, for example, rogue Nikkei who live on the surface of the earth called pilgrims, and these pilgrims who have been fighting since the early days of the Rapture invasion have advanced technology and powerful abilities that have long since been lost.
Oh, Violet left, thank you. Twitch app is, thank you for 300 bits. Holy shit. Twitch app is glitching on me, so take some bits while I finish my closing shift. Congrats. I congrats on closing. God, that feels so fucking good.
To the Ark. Although the Pilgrims and the central government have the same ostensible goal, the central government...
So a friend of mine did a thing recently, or we started doing this thing where we haven't done one in a while, but we were doing them pretty regularly, slideshow parties where we'd all make slideshows on like niche interests. The first one I did was a autistic presentation on the music of Muppet Monster Adventure on the PlayStation 1 to give a kind of baseline on the tone and tenor. And this reminds me of one of them, which was just somebody telling us all about, I think it was Genshin, telling us all about the magic world and lore of Genshin Impact.
The government considers the Pilgrims terrorists and tries to seize their technology and bodies even by force. Though the Pilgrims are working to save humanity, the central government is more concerned with taking their wealth and autonomy because they are Nikke.
I genuinely appreciate the... Oh, fuck. Sorry, I just didn't realize it's rocket launchers and sniper rifles in Halo 1. I genuinely appreciate the effort that went into nailing down the specifics of this franchise when you could very easily look at any gacha game and be like, who gives a fuck? Who cares?
And they have what Central wants. Replace the word Nikke with women.
Oh no, it's
or
random. Let's
on your
fucking
country
go.
with black or LGBT, and you start to see what the game is getting at. There is no building an equitable and just society upon pillars of arbitrary exclusion like race or gender, as these exclusions inevitably create inequitable social constructs that affect everyone participating in those systems, including the so-called unexcluded majority. A world without patriarchy is a more equitable world, a world with less exploitation of women and of minorities, yes, but also a world where the stay-at-home husband, the single father, and the Korean conscript can be relieved of the immense burden of gender role expectations. But the linchpin of patriarchy, the central bolt which holds the entire machine together, which keeps the rotten edifice standing, is the subordination of women, of which objectification plays a major role.
No, he's like getting it down, but he's like woke
of affection,
in a really, not
desire.
that it's unexpected for somebody who plays gacha to be woke or anything, because I know plenty of people who play gacha games who are cool, but he is articulating it in such a concise way, I guess, that it's really good as both a explanation and an argument. Because as he's explaining it, it makes sense in a way that is also cutting off at the pass bad faith arguments.
We deny their full humanity. In so doing, we justify their subordination.
It's the kind of good shit that I've always tried to do, where you want to get people thinking. If they disagree with something, you manage to get them thinking, even though they'll go into it and be like, oh, it's fucking dumb, this is woke, but it will at least get them to be like, well, I don't know, maybe maybe there's this person had a point with this, or maybe this was this is good so far. This is good shit. Highly recommend following or subscribing.
I mentioned earlier that in the Nikke universe, the military apparatus, the central government really, is responsible in large part for perpetuating this idea that Nikke are disposable, that the Nikke are less than human. The game makes it out to be brainwashing. Each generation of officers is taught that to win the war against the other, against the Raptures, each must serve their role in the hierarchy. The officers command and the Nikke obey, superior and subordinate. Yet we see in the game, through the actions of our player character, that treating the Nikke as equals and allowing the Nikke to act with agency, even if it sometimes hurts your feelings or seems unreasonable, leads to our commander being lauded as a military genius, as a hero of humanity. The commander, by rebelling against the central government with the help of an insider named Anderson, is able to get much more done to accomplish the goal of retaking the Earth than the central government has ever managed alone. This, then, is also a lesson that Nikke imparts upon its players in a subliminal way, perhaps. To rebel against patriarchy, to fight this system of hierarchies that holds all of us down for the benefit of the very few, can be as simple as being a better listener, or a more patient spouse, or a less judgmental brother, as the case may be.
Whoa, gacha players like
acts of empathy and
I
respect
would never
towards the
fucking
women in
so
one's
much as
day-to-day life
glimpse
are a
at talking
miniature
to somebody like
revolution
Tecton.
against deeply ingrained structures of
Bippo,
power and
thank you for
control,
following.
the upheaval of which paves the way for a more equitable, kinder, and just world. Nikke offers something of a philosophical lifeline, an effective step into the doorway of feminist thought for a community that is built around the commodification of attraction. It offers a chance at understanding. It imbues even the most lustful and degenerate of gacha gamers with the notion that to love women means respecting them too. But let us make no mistake either. Nikke is still a gacha game. It's still...
Stop. If you want, just send a video. I have this one, and then we've got this Zoe B video to look at. So I have room for another suggestion if y'all want to put one in.
Exists in this objectifying space. You've seen me talk about how valuable I think it is as a gateway. Don't get me wrong. It's just Nikke isn't the full course. It's only the appetizer. Nikke and games like it and products like it will never be enough on their own to undo objectification or patriarchy or, for that matter, racial inequality or social injustice. To quote Black feminist writer and activist Audre Lorde, "For the master's tools will never dismantle the master's house. They may allow us to temporarily beat him at his own game, but they will never enable us to bring about genuine change."
I'm just gonna get killed.
And what is a gacha game, if not the master's tools? A game that sells you people to love and care.
Okay, I'm looking at the thing right now. What do we got?
A game built around power fantasy and objectification and hierarchies of tier lists and levels.
Oh yeah, we have a couple other
things. It will not sell any premium currency if it isn't creating an appealing, enticing product. In so doing, how much resistance against objectification can such a game really muster?
I got one.
In the Korean gender war video, I mentioned briefly that the Nikke community is an outlier amongst all gacha communities.
Thank you, Johnny. So I guess we are
risque character designs.
We are good on suggestions for today, but if you put it in chat, Johnny, would you put it in the Google Doc?
Artists. Amongst male-dominated popular South Korean gacha game communities, that's a rarity. Here's another interesting example. Take a look at this.
Yes, I did take it down. I've talked about it a couple times in the stream, but yeah, I took it down.
There was substantial backlash by the Nikke community against
good about how I represented my arguments,
too lascivious, which they felt was a misrepresentation.
Yeah, it's just I guess I need a very succinct way of saying it, but yeah, I don't feel good about. I could have argued my points way better, and I've also done more reading and looking into and talking about the subject. So I feel mostly the same way about it, with a few exceptions. But I've talked about most of that throughout this stream. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't feel it was a reflection of me as a creator, or a reflection of my kind of ethos in making content, and also I don't feel good about like the sourcing of the information and everything. So
community. The Nikke community loves their cake, but also appears to be, to some extent, self-aware. But there are limits nonetheless. There are still the typical complaints when alleged censorship strikes here and there. The community still plays the game in large part because of its sex appeal, and the fruits of the game's success are born of its objectification of women. The plot of the game opens the door to understanding, but the community is still in the foyer. You might also recall that Nikke is developed by Shift Up. If that name sounds familiar to you, well, they have two other games they're known for. One is the now terminated Destiny Child. No, not Destiny's Child, Destiny Child. A different
this guy's got it. This guy's got the
some similar themes to Nikke. And the other game is one that non-gacha gamers might be more familiar with. Shift Up's big release.
Stop. What the heck is gacha? Gacha games are, God, how do you even fucking describe them? They're just like very hyper exploitative, usually character-based games where the core appeal gets people to spend money on unlocking new characters. Like, that's kind of it.
This year was none other than Stellar Blade. That's right, the game hyped up by your favorite grifty internet personality for its highly sexualized character designs,
Grums,
came from the same people who brought you Nikke. And just like in Nikke, the sexualization is marketing that sits atop a deeper, more thought-provoking
Okay, hang on. Oh, I can't fucking follow you here. I cannot follow you that Stellar Blade is a deeper, more thoughtful experience.
In this case, a story about humanity and what that means in the vein of Nier Automata.
No. It's reheating the leftovers of Nier Automata. It is not like Nier Automata. It is a very intentional knockoff. It is a fucking Asylum ripoff of Nier Automata.
You can get folks in the door, and then hopefully you can teach them a little something. That said, in an interview with Games Radar, Hyung-tae Kim, the director of Stellar Blade, noted that the design team put special attention into designing the protagonist, Eve's, butt, because the player is always facing the back of the character when they're playing. There's some uncomfortable and objectification going on here, and this sexualization was utilized throughout Stellar Blade's marketing, just like how it is used in Nikkei's marketing. Also, allegedly, Shift Up removed 2 contractors working on Stellar Blade after they complained about fan service, which is to say, sexualization during a shareholder meeting with Tencent. Which, in fairness to Shift Up, might not really be about the feminism as much as it is about being a contractor and interrupting what appears to be a shareholder negotiation. But still, that only proves the point, doesn't it? When the cards are down and there are real financial stakes at play, what is the outcome? Nikkei is fun. I'm of the opinion that in the gacha space it does more good than harm. I played it a bit, and though the raunchiness wasn't quite for me, the gameplay was interesting, the characters were likable, and the plot, as we've seen, has some laudable elements to it. But make no mistake, the Master's tools will never dismantle the Master's house. The power structures that bring about systemic inequality cannot be used to undo systemic inequality. Using objectification to fight objectification can open the door, but it will not bring about transformative change.
All right, I see you.
We are living in a material world, and if you are a material girl, well, that's to be expected. You'll note that in many of my videos where I talk about the man behind the curtain, when it comes to anime or video games, I make the point that it's okay to enjoy your media, even if that media can have problematic aspects to it.
See, here's the thing, and this is something I want to clarify. When I say I'm against things like lolicon, like we were talking about, there are limits to what I think is acceptable for the argument of like, well, yeah, but like you don't have to like something. You don't have to engage in problematic media to understand that it ultimately doesn't hurt somebody. But I think there needs to be more of a delineation between the examples that people are thinking of when they think of anime or fan service or anything else, and the extreme edge cases, because there is an extremity to the brutality, the realism, the graphic gore and violence of some of that shit that is like unbelievable. And I feel puts it in a genuinely different conversation, and trying to conflate the extreme examples with the just questionable or just problematic examples doesn't, I think it obfuscates like real problems. But yeah, okay, we are done. Video I recommended for the Google Doc. Johnny, would you take that down over on Twitch? I think we're done taking suggestions because we have two more videos to get through after this.
Or be alienated from it. I've learned this myself.
We're playing Oddball?
The Master's
We're
house
playing
is
Oddball
a
and I
big
just
freaking
fucking
house,
noticed.
And all of the tools inside of it are his, whether that's YouTube or Twitter or anime or video games. If this video didn't include Nikkei, would you have watched it or cared about it? If Nikkei didn't include objectification, would you have played it? It's okay to participate in the world around us. Of course it is. We are only human. It is okay if you play gacha games on occasion. It is okay if your favorite man of the people Twitch streamer buys a gigantic house or a fancy car. It is okay if your favorite Hatsune Miku song is filled with imperialist themes, as long as you are aware of the underlying messages that these forms of media perpetuate and the social structures at their foundation. Engage critically. the content you consume and understand how it can shape your perceptions of the world, how it can reinforce power dynamics that harm you without you even realizing
Don't give me the ball.
it. Engaging critically with media includes Moon Channel, by the way. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video, but don't take what I say at face value in this or any other video. Take some time and reflect on
that
the
is
contents.
such a weird.
Disagree and comment if you
his
feel so inclined.
like
Build a dialogue and reach a
not
greater
VTuber,
level
but
of
his
understanding.
like Sona is.
If you can do that, even if you
Phoenix
disagree with a lot of the video, well, then I'd say that the video
I don't get why the Phoenix
ultimately
Wright is
worth it.
getting shot in the butt. But okay.
Spoiler warning for the story of Nikkei. As one plays Nikkei, one is given hints that the Raptors might not be what they seem. The Raptors might not be space aliens at all. The story alludes to the possibility that the Raptors are man-made. Raptors are able to interface apparently natively with Nikkei, ostensibly because the Nikkei are built using Raptor technology. The Raptors are...
All right, I think I'm good on this one. I want to watch this shit. Oh, this is from Cirrus. We love Cirrus.
Alrighty.
Whoa! That's a little loud.
So, let's...
God damn, okay. Watching some Cirrus. Hold on, what?
Let's talk the fucking Peanut. And not Dirty Peanut, because the Dirty Peanut is, you know, a streamer that's somehow inexplicably one of the best VTubers around, according to some metrics. I don't know. I'm talking about the different Peanut. The Peanut that is a predator to children.
I think Moon Channel passes the vibe check, yeah. It's very, very thoughtful, very well considered content, which is generally the kind of stuff I like, and is in rare supply on YouTube. It's honestly kind of more of the stuff I would like to do, like a half-hour video talking about the themes of a game. Like, that's very much in the vein of stuff. I think my problem is that I just get into... I'm really trying to not do it with the suffering video, but I get into too much of a space. And this is what the deeper, like, videos on culture and nostalgia and stuff are for, is for me to just kind of take the glove, like, go wild a little bit, just indulge my worst creative impulses and just be as extra and extravagant with it as possible.
Let's take a look at this real quick. And for those who don't know, this is the guy we're dealing with. This is Dr. Witnesser, who now goes by the term Faithful Sheriff. Dr. Witnesser got banned off of Twitch, and then he tried to sue Amazon. Because he got banned off of Twitch. He got banned off of Twitch for using religion to be a predator towards children. And not, when I'm using the word predator, I'm not saying sexual predator. But I think the way that he operates, telling children they're going to burn in hell, is abusive. I think that it's very, very abusive and downright.
So this is somebody, we like Cirrus, friend of the show. We actually did, we were featured in a video. Cirrus did a couple weeks ago, months ago. I have not been keeping up with the Faithful Sheriff, whatever the fuck his name is. It's one of those edge cases where a dork will come up every now and again, and we'll, you know, show it on screen, stream, talk about it, so people will at least know who the fuck I'm talking about when we address them. Oh yeah, the Alex Jones pick. Would you? We've already looked at his new Office Space, but the new the Faithful Sheriff is a fucking weirdo that I have not had the bandwidth to keep up with. Like, he seems like a lolcow. Just a real fucking honest to God lolcow. Oh, Sarah said something about getting in contact with you in a recent video. I mean, like, we were Discord friends. First link in the Google Doc. Okay. Hey, you. Koa? You smoking? And you're not sharing with me. Oh, that's so fucking sad. God damn, dude. All right, so for everybody who can't see, this is the InfoWars studio. Missed the other D name. Alex Prodcast desk is so tiny he needs a more podcast type setup. I am unfortunately one of those friends that takes a while to get back to. Like look, y'all, if y'all in the Discord thought I'm never around, try being a fucking friend of mine online. I take weeks to get back to motherfuckers, and I am sorry about it. I'm terrible with it. It makes fucking organizing anything ridiculously difficult.
Right, evil when you.
Why won't InfoWars fucking die already? No, it's that one scene from Freddy versus Jason where Freddy is just like, why won't you die?
You've got like a fucking 12-year-old kid on the line. You're like, actually, by the way, Santa Claus doesn't exist. I get it. We're on the internet. We should all have thick skin. But when you're on fucking Fortnite with a kid, maybe you should be less shitty.
Less fucking weird, honestly. Less fucking weird. Like everything we watched a little bit of it. It is so uncomfortable watching him play these fucking games with kids. So uncomfortable. Because he literally is like he sounds like a fucking stereotype. Like Chris Hansen to Catch a Predator type shit.
Towards them? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. 1 second. Back to the article itself. If you were on Twitch, you saw me crash out about something entirely different and separate that I got a text message about. So anyway, Dr. Witnesser, like I said, I would use the term predator to describe anybody that stalks around on a video game to tell children they're going to burn in hell. That is abusive behavior, and when you're doing it towards children and they are not your own, then the word we would use for that is predatory behavior. So let's look at, this is from 2021, and then we're going to look at an update recently. Let's see what happened here. We covered this guy a little bit, and while he was streaming, and then we covered we covered Meat Canyon over on the secondary channel talking about it, and that video stayed on the secondary channel because I don't think it was more React Andy than anything else, so I don't think it is worth watching on main. But let's see here. The incident dates back to 2020. Twitch moderators were quick to step in and handed out a 7-day ban to the streamer. The issue drew attention from a lot of streamers online. Fortnite YouTuber Brett Dakota's Halfman called Dr. Witnesser out on the incident after it happened, telling them that a squad with random fills wasn't really the best place to preach Christianity. The entire incident has escalated since then, and the streamer is now set to sue Twitch and Amazon because he feels the ban was unfair. Sue them! Sue for a 7-day ban. 7 days.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's, man. That's fucking crazy. There's just people who pop into the internet and don't understand how it works. And they become, I don't know, it's like watching a fucking, like a wolf walk into a bear trap or something, or like it's just like watching anybody get trapped in something, because you're just watching it like, oh no, you don't know, this isn't how anything works, buddy. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, this is SWAT. Fuck. SWAT. Slayer. Anyway, sorry.
You were going to sue over 7 days. What a fucking pathetic loser. Twitch users were quick to point out that the streamer was at fault, but he wasn't having any of it. Dr. Witnesser doesn't believe that he violated any TOS.
You can't see me, I am a tree.
According to the streamer, it is not wrong to preach Christianity to a Muslim while streaming Fortnite. Did you leave out the fact that it was a child? Did you leave out the fact that you shouldn't be doing that? That's interesting. And it's just 7 days. It's just 7 days. It's just 7 days. So.
Oh, there's a fucking loud-ass motorcycle outside. Jesus.
Here's where we are now. He's rebranded as the faithful sheriff. And now he is saying that this is the last time I'm speaking about the burnt peanut copying allegations, which, shut the fuck up. You did. You want.
Oh my God. Congratulations. Thank you so much, Nehemia, for $20. Best night in a long time. Finished one of my last essays. Built a Lego set. What Lego set? Now eating ice cream while listening to my favorite streamer before I take a shit ton of melatonin and sleep. Hell yeah. Have some cash, creature in my phone. I also built a Lego set just on a whim. I haven't bought or built a Lego set in a long time because I don't usually have like a lot of money for it. Like a lot of the ones I look at and then I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'm like, I have nowhere to put it. I don't love the thing that much. It's too expensive. But I had like $20 saved up that I haven't, because I haven't fucking bought Legos in like years. And they had the Spider-Man 2, like the recreation of the subway train scene from the film Spider-Man 2. And I always wanted, when I was a kid, I always wanted the Spider-Man 2 Legos they made for the movies that never really like re-released or anything. So that was, I don't know, that was fun. It's pretty cute. It's pretty neat. And that's been God, that was the first Lego I bought in years since the last time I was like restoring them to sell them as a side gig. And that was years ago. That was before I started doing this full time. Top Dog is whooping our ass. No, he's not. He's just killing me. I'm like, oh yeah, Top Dog really killing the competition out there. Why is Cyrus not? Oh, did I? I done moded.
Origin story you gave for your character. That is either.
I do not. Goblin Culinarian. I do not know. So the best thing I would recommend is editing yourself. Serious question. So Goblin Culinarian, serious question. If I finish the script for a video I'm editing, can you point me in the direction of a good editor? I have no idea how to edit. I'm the only editor I've ever used. I edit all of my content bow to stern. I can give you like pretty decent programs. I would recommend CapCut. CapCut has I used CapCut a lot in my like the video essays I do that I want to be nicer, that I want to be like more stylish with. I use CapCut because there are so many tools, so many great like transitions and visual effects and filters and stuff, so you can really get into it. I hear Ted Turner died. I did. Yeah, we talked about that last stream.
Parasocial levels of fandom, or it is trying to coattail right. It is one of the two, and there's not a whole lot of in-betweens you can get there. I believe, because of the predatory actions that he has taken, that it is entirely coattail writing, is what it is.
Yeah.
But anyway, last time.
Oh, yeah, the way... Oh, man. Ekachu, thank you for $4.99. Could it be a grifting play to try and get boosted by the Trump admin and win settle the suit with Twitch, then use the attention to grift harder? I wouldn't be surprised if the Faithful Sheriff... The Faithful Sheriff sounds very... His approach sounds very much like Smash JT, where they think they don't understand how small of a fish they are and how big the ocean is. Like, they think that because they have a following, because they have people who watch their content to some degree, or because other people have talked about them, they think that they are big dog. They're not big dog. Like, it is very much the same. It gives the same vibes as Smash JT tagging Elon fucking Musk and being like, yeah, I know Alyssa Mercante is trying to sue me, and like, it just, that's the same vibe I'm getting.
I'm speaking about the burnt peanut copying allegations. This is a great example of someone legit copying someone else. This person is taking my exact background, we want
to, just to be here for 9, I just need to get Koa set up with it, but we've planned, goddamn, we're almost halfway through the year, so I think in June I'm finally going to fucking do it. Koa and I have wanted to have a side channel for Let's Plays for a while, and so I've been saving I have saved in a hard drive, all of the, like, Gears of War, Metal Gear Rising, anytime I've, like, sat down and played a game, and all the Mass Effect stuff we've done, I had them all the VODs downloaded. I just want to edit, cut them up in, like, I don't know, 40-minute increments and just have a Let's Play channel for if anybody wants that shit. Nehemia, thank you very much for $5. The Faithful Sheriff isn't a very yeehaw fuck the law name, I must say. Yeah, Nehemia, you never got back to me on what, unless I just didn't see it, on what the Lego set was that you built.
Exact font. My VTuber avatar, you mean the VTuber avatar that the Burnt Peanut used, that you used then later? My VTuber avatar and plugging it into AI and making a version for herself. This is copying. I've never taken any of the, I'm gonna add the...
Like, I wonder how many people like this, like Smash JT, are just undiagnosed with something that they don't, I don't know if it would be autism technically, but there's very obviously something where they don't understand equivalency as far as like social cues go. They don't understand that like the things like you have to expect stuff like this on the internet. Like, why would you not? If you're coming after people hard and you're gonna expect everybody to have kid gloves for you.
Burnt Peanut, because I really want the attention from the Burnt Peanut. He's so big, and I want to be able to preach to more children, and he should let me on his platform so that I can talk to more kids.
I gotta respect it. 3-in-1 shark, manta ray, anglerfish. That whips. That fucking whips. That's awesome. The Nehemia, you gotta be careful though. Those 3-in-1s. Ooh, they started me down a dangerous road years ago. Those 3-in-1s are actually what got me back into Legos. Like one lonely, incredibly depressing night in the midst of my divorce, I was like, you know what? Everything kind of sucks. I'm gonna fucking get a I'm gonna get a this. I was just walking by, like grocery shopping at Walmart or something. I saw one of those the 3-in-1 dinosaurs, and it was like the little, it was like $15-20. And I went home and it unlocked magical childhood memories for me.
No, fuck off. I've never taken any of the Burnt Peanuts arts, graphics, music names, fonts, and have done anything with them ever. Right, so let's go ahead and talk about what's going on here. So this is the Faithful Emmy. The Faithful Emmy. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Let's see what we can find in regards to this person, because I suspect that this is parody. I am suspecting that this is parody. Or, alternatively...
It's the Faithful Sheriff?
It's on Twitter. It's on Twitter, of course. Okay, so this is fun. We're going to read the rest of his response here, but there is something really, really funny about... Well, actually, no. This is separate. This is separate. We'll go here.
Okay, so I have seen some of this, and again, this is one of the many things about the Faithful Sheriff that I just haven't engaged or interacted with or looked into much. Is just the idea of the fact that there's somebody out there dedicated to just trolling him that I think is very fun. That's fun. That's just good time, you know? It's a little bit of fun.
The Faithful Peanut saying, the Peanut has responded to me. I actually teared up making this video. The Burnt Peanut, the man that inspired me to become a funny VTuber streamer, better entertainer, and most importantly, have fun and never give up. Banned me from his Twitch chat. Of course he banned you from his Twitch chat.
Weirdo.
Because he recognizes you for the predator you are. Jesus Christ.
Says, your message has a problem with this channel's moderation settings. And I'm like, wow, everything I say comes back like that. Everything. So I went into his stream and I said, hello. Message pops up. Your comment was not posted. Has a problem with...
Is it because you got preemptively banned because you are infamous for copying him and using it to prey on kids? With your weird religious fanaticism? Is it weird that you might have been preemptively banned? That maybe a large streamer would have gotten wind from anybody in his community that maybe, possibly, they should have made sure that you could not influence their...
Oh, also hi Dead Demand Bepobo. Bepobo. It's a P first. Bepobo. I think I said Bebepo before. Bepobo, hi, as a big Moon Challenge warrior, I just want to recommend anyone who found him from that video to check out the 2-parter regarding Korean gender war. It's so weird you bring that up because I feel like I have actually seen that before. So I guess I have heard of him before that, because I don't know if I had it in my recommended, but that's enough of a niche topic that I don't know enough about, and that's the kind of shit that I'm like, yeah, I'll watch that. Learn something today. Also, and Bepobo, Bepobo. It's making me want to just say Buca de Beppo. Bepobo. Thank you again. Also, hi, Dead Domain. Love the YouTube videos. Didn't know you streamed until today. Yeah, I stream on YouTube too. And thank you, Silly Rob, for $5. The 3-in-1 sets have taken over my desk at work. They are. I'm not joking. Those things are infectious. Those things are infectious. They are. Every now and then, a Lego Creator set really fucking knocks it out of the park. I liked their. Again, I don't have the fucking room for it, but I like the night castle they have right now. And they are notably, the best thing about the Creator sets is that not only are they versatile, they're notably way fucking cheaper than literally any licensed pile of garbage, and usually better made too than like fucking, ooh, I'm gonna pay for the 50th goddamn Avengers Endgame Final Battle set that they sell for $200. Just to be here for 9DD. You and Moon are examples of genre channels. Channel genres I call Tell Me About the Thing. Yeah, I think, and you know what? I think that's actually a good way to go back to the video I took down. I think it's a good way. One of the many reasons is that I think that does not go with the rest of my channel. Is that I'm not really telling anybody about the thing. I'm just ranting, and that's not who I want to be.
Shit.
With this channel's moderation settings. So I put 2 and 2 together and guessed that the mods actually blocked my name.
Yeah, that's what you would do. If you don't want somebody to come back into your chat, then that's what you do. And if you don't want somebody to come into your chat at all, because they recognize you're a predator towards children, trying to get them all to convert to your weird fucking religion on Fortnite of all things, then yeah, it's gonna be a good preemptive decision to protect an audience from that.
The Faithful Sheriff is blocked in his stream. You cannot say the Faithful Sheriff in his stream, therefore my name, like anything I say, is blocked. Because it would pop up in the chat and my name is blocked. Okay.
It's so funny that the readers adding context is like, no, this motherfucker's lying. His entire persona is copying other people. Like, look, I'm not gonna. I actually shit talk the Burnt Peanut among other people in the video I'm doing. Burnt Peanut, Clavicular. I shit talk a bunch of people. So far be it from me to fucking defend the faithful goddamn sheriff, but he has shooters. You can't deny that. He's got shooters. Just to be here, 409. Is it weird? I would like to see you do a retrospective on the Def Jam fighting games. No, I would love to. That is something. That's one of those things that I would have to like do a deep dive and buy all the games because I've never played Def Jam. It was very well before my time. Well, it wasn't well before my time, but it was like the heyday of rap music videos. And the lingering fear of violent video games from the 90s. In the early 2000s, anything that even looked remotely like it could go on a shelf with the GTA was completely anathema to a lot of parents. My parents included. Oh, Velvet Fire, Dead Domain, do you have any advice? I'm 23, about to be 24, and I'm having a really hard time since February. Not ever having a partner. I've been doing better and taking steps in dating, even asking someone if she was single, but I feel now like I'm just treading water and not making any progress, but I'm still waiting to have my first partner. So this is a hard subject for me to talk about with authority, because, and I'll be honest, I'm not gonna fucking bullshit. I've never had an issue. When I was your age, I was married. You know, and outside of that, anytime I've been single, it's not usually for long. I'm just a very personable person. I like people. I like talking to them. I like talking to you, don't I?
Yeah, and you're smoking.
I'm smoking hot.
Yeah, you're smoking. Well, you're also smoking pot.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's just an observation, honey.
Double entendre.
Oh. But I would say that as much as I haven't necessarily had a problem finding dates in the past, that doesn't mean I've always found the right person. And notably, it's been a lot of the wrong people. So I think one of the things, I've talked to some of the other people in chat about this, one of the things I think people get hung up on or mixed up on is just having a partner as opposed to having a good relationship. And those are two very separate things that I think a lot of people, unfortunately, have to go through some bad relationships, some complete mismatches to go through. So I think it's important. No, I'm good. It's important to keep some of that stuff. Ooh, would you hand me my bio? I forgot about that. It's important to keep that in perspective. That even if you find your first partner, odds are probably not going to be your last partner. Probably not going to be your forever person.
Or it could be. You don't know.
It could be. It could be.
Believe in love for a little bit. Damn.
Do what?
Believe in love for a little bit. Damn.
I should. Yeah, this is thrifted from somewhere. I think this is actually from Buffalo. No, I think it's about keeping it grounded, because dating is rough, and it's not just rough for you, especially when you are queer of any stripe. There are so many people, and this is the thing that always gets people down when they, like, oh man, I feel like I won't. I've had friends and people in the past be like, oh, I feel like I'm never going to find anybody. Like, she was so perfect for me, and now I can't even get messages to return my on fucking Tinder or wherever. And the thing is that everybody's fucking busy. Everybody's tired all the time. All of us are. Everybody's depressed. Everybody hates their phone. Everybody uses their phone for everything anyway. So it's good to keep a lot of these things in perspective and to try and consider the nebulous, kind of non-existent other people out there, because they aren't, in a lot of ways, we don't treat people on the other side of the screen as people we know, and like they aren't tangible objects. But they are also going through so much of the same shit, so much of the same thought processes, so much of the same depression and exhaustion and apathy towards dating. So I think the other thing I would try to remember is to cut people some slack. Because I don't think it's... Hey, baby. Can you goop grandma? Ooh, a flamethrower. It doesn't do any good to, like I've had, and I know it's rough. I've had dates who ghost me because I'm pretty sure they realized I was trans, but didn't want to like say anything. I was just talking to Koa about this actually. So I do know what it's like to have like a sting. For like the dating world to suck a little bit. But I would say that, all right. Oh, sorry. You said something else. Live in the South, stick out because I'm 5'2", paint my nails. I love things people would call girly. And another thing I realized is that I've had a life partner for a long time, but he's a guy and we're not gay. Well, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, okay, so at least you do have somebody. Like, you might not have somebody romantically, but you do have somebody like who's with you. Who you can kind of confide in and depend on. Yeah, and also be honest with yourself about what you're looking for. Oh my God, Dermot Fenster, that's the number one thing I would say. Especially, and I don't know necessarily how you identify, but if you are any shade, I don't care if you're trans, I don't care what color you are, if you are any shade of masculine presenting, identify as a male in your early 20s, do not. You need to know your expectations and what you actually want in a relationship, because the amount of women, of femmes, of people who get into a relationship with somebody only to find that they want a mother, like there is truth to some of the shit that allowed Jordan Peterson to get the platform he has, and part of it is understanding that a lot of male socialization, or it's not even male socialization, a lot of the things that socialized young men do is so antisocial in a lot of ways. There we go. Wait. Oh,
So then, coming to that realization, I said, goofy mods, or mods are so goofy blocking me, like blocking my name. I typed that in the chat, and he's got like 30,000 people watching him, right? I didn't think he would see that. But lo and behold, he looks at the chat and reads what I said back. Mods are goofy for blocking me.
Like, and I say that as somebody who's never, yeah, I've never dated a straight man. The amount of when I used to have like coworkers who were women who did unfortunately date straight men.
I dated a straight man.
Where are you going? Oh, you're in your bathrobe. Who did date them, the amount of time, like, it's the same fucking complaints every time. It really is. It's the same, like,
why did he go by Snake Tooth? I hate that he's a felon.
yeah, those are the complaints, babe. You got it.
And then he literally says that out loud.
Yeah, Alexandria Tempest. A lot of guys just want to fuck maids or just want fuck maids. Yeah, no, I use the always sunny term, the bang maid.
And I said, LOL, I'm sorry. I'm like, wow, nope. You could see my message. I thought my messages were blocked. That's what I said. I was like, I thought my messages were blocked. I'm sorry.
Why are you like this?
My bad. And then he goes, no, your messages are blocked. I'm the only one that can see what you're saying.
I love you.
Isn't it so weird that a streamer, ostensibly for the last 5 years, might not realize that you can see the little thing that says message deleted, and you can click it on a grayed out message when somebody's message is auto deleted or automodded to see what's there? Like that. Has he never had anybody get banned in a stream before? Predator can't stand boundaries. Who'd have thunk it? Bregwin, Jesus Christ. He's not the burnt peanut, so why are you cooking him like this?
So then I'm like, oh, and then I go, so I guess this means I can't join the Rust server. And then shortly, like 10 seconds after I say that, he bans me from the chat.
Yeah, no duh. Your name was
like, and that's the other thing is that there is you also want to keep expectations in check and just, I don't know, just treat people like people. I guess it's I know it's one of the biggest cliches, but treat people like you want to be treated genuinely goes hard when you're like trying to get to know somebody and maybe about like thinking about spending part of your life together, even if it's not forever. Still being in somebody's life and having that kind of mutual agreement that you're going to spend time in each other's lives and be there for each other to various degrees of seriousness. Like, you gotta don't fucking try and force people if you wouldn't want to be forced. Don't try and pressure people when you wouldn't want to be pressured. Don't put expectations on people or try and manipulate them or hold things over their head. Like, yeah.
Was banned. You didn't take that as a hint. This is like, okay, so this is like the guy goes.
Mirror X Shard, I'm honestly kind of terrified of meeting the right person and being completely unprepared for them. I mean, I don't know if you would be unprepared at that point then. Like, if it's the right person, it's the right person.
Desperately trying to get her to say something. Like, you've received 2 social hints, my guy. This person does not want you here, and they do not trust you. Those are the hints you've gotten. Those are the hints that you've gotten. But you still continue waxing lyrical on them and then consider yourself a nice guy and then go bitch about it on Reddit as you cry into your fedora. Like, that's what you're doing. That's the same thing. It's the inability to see that somebody has set up a boundary and then recognizing what that boundary means. Oh, I guess I can't be in the Rust server. No, of course you can't be in the Rust server. There might be children there. And if there are children there, then you are the last person we want there. Jesus Christ.
Okay, here we go.
LOL mods, you're so goofy for blocking me.
The cope laughter. The massive copium laughter.
Mods. Goofy odd jit mod.
Goofy mods. Goofy mods.
Mods are some goofy odds. Type shit.
All right. I'm gonna I'm good on this. I do want to watch Hellion Vision and Manly Pants Gaming. Manly Pants Gaming is a great parody of Andy Pants Gaming. We watched some of their stuff before, and I just wanted to show this one off as well.
If you've been following the
That's not what he actually sounds like. There's no I haven't seen much of Pragmata.
Pragmata discourse, and all you've been talking about is the kid, then you got. Yeah, Diana looks strange, full face of makeup on a kid, bare feet for no reason. The design is off, but that's for a very specific reason. It's to keep you talking about the kid, while Capcom is running a completely separate operation on the other side of the screen, and nobody has the guts to talk about it. You see,
the problem is that it's satire. Like, in satirizing Andy Pants Gaming, he's making better fucking videos. Like, by already cutting up and having footage instead of just a fucking shitty digital corkboard, he's whooping Andy's ass.
Capcom is advertising a family unit. Hot dad, small ward, no female presence in the household itself. And the question Capcom is daring you...
Velvet Fire, I would also say one of the things to remember is that it's very easy to fall into traps of, you know, thinking that your attractiveness or your looks are the reason that, like, oh, you'll never, which is not fucking true. Like, the amount of people who have found somebody to be their soulmate, somebody to love and help them, and like, there is no shortage of people with worse physical ailments, worse disabilities, worse mental issues, like, that still have people that they found to relate to, connect with, love, care for. So that another thing to keep in perspective.
To ask the question, they have engineered the entire premise to make you feel in your gut is, where is the second dad? The second dad is you, fellas. That's the pitch of this whole game. Capcom built a 40-hour DILF simulator with a vacancy on the deed of the cradle, and that vacancy has your name on it.
Gears of War
music.
music.
When you boot up Pragmata, and that helmet hisses open, and you see that man's jawline, and your brain fills in the missing slot, guess what? You're the other dad now. Congratulations. You've been recruited. And the worst part? This is the part that should terrify any red-blooded man watching this, is that the math on this works out. 2 men, same household, both benefit from patriarchy, 2 full incomes, neither one taking a career hit for maternity leave, no gendered pay gap eating into the joint account, both of you negotiating salary like it's the goddamn Thunderdome. You are looking at a household pulling down, conservatively, a 40% income premium over your average straight couple. They have run the numbers on this. Capcom knows it's not just the income. Childcare, that gets split 50-50 between 2 people who both benefit from being assumed competent at every job they apply for. Guess what? You got a mortgage, 2 W-2s on the application. Do you know how good that is for your chances of buying a house? 2 men are statistically less likely to be patronized by a moon mechanic. The Hugh and Second Dad household is a wealth-building machine, and Capcom has invited you onto the deed. Welcome. I'm Manly Pants, and as always, I'm exposing the real psychological operation of gaming. Because the fact of the matter is, every game has been gay since the dawn of time. And Capcom here has built the most economically optimized household in the history of gaming, and they're trying to pull you in with its decadently desirable allure. And our entire community is distracted by robots' bare feet. Buckle up, gang, because this shit goes deep. Don't believe me? I'm gonna walk you through this whole thing, but you could just start with the marketing. Look at it. There's no woman on the box art, no woman in the trailer, there's no mom in this game, nor is there a love interest to speak of at all. Every promotional asset that Capcom has put out for this game is just a dude in a cute little spacesuit and a small ward he's contractually obligated to raise to adulthood. I'm sorry, boys, you think this is subtext? This is text. The household has 1 dad, 1 child, and an open vacancy. And this game has men on the internet absolutely enraptured right now. So let's go scene by scene, because once you see all of this, you can't unsee it. really quick before we get into this, I'm going to be discussing story details from the game here on this first point. So if you're playing Pragmata blind, you should skip to this timestamp on the screen. Alright, so let's take a look at the suit and the face first, before we get into anything. So we've got this macho dude in this form-fitting robot suit with a helmet on for most of the game. And you might naturally be thinking, well, Manly, isn't that good? Helmet means we don't have to look at him. No, you simple rube, because every once in a while,
You simple
strategically,
rube.
very deliberately, that helmet, it opens up. And what's under there? I'll tell you what's under there. A handsome man, square-jawed, tired around the eyes, stubble by design, you know, that kind of, I'm a little bit tired because I'm real reliable sort of look, kind of how you can rest your head on and everything's just all right. He's got that I have seen things in deep space sort of look, you know, traditional handsome man. And Capcom did that on purpose, okay? It's not just a face under that helmet. That's your future husband under there. And that's without any of the context of the child being included, because once you have a face like that and you add a child, you immediately go from handsome man to certified daddy. But here's where it all gets sinister, because do you know what that helmet is officially for? Do you know what the Capcom writers themselves built the helmet to do? The helmet hides Hugh's face, so he can hide a serious medical condition from his kid. That's the narrative function of the helmet that lets Hugh protect Diana from the truth about his condition. And now you might be thinking,
Nehemia, thank you very much for $10. Best fashion/styling advice everyone's ever given me as a guy from a lesbian, so you know it's good. Start with a Pinterest and find a style you like, then get those clothes on eBay, get that hairstyle. Yeah, I could see that.
I don't really know about that. How does this make you want to have a two-dad family unit? Well, let me
If
tell
only
you,
Andy
Ding
Pants
Dong,
cat,
Capcom designed a piece
honey.
of equipment with the entire story purpose being protective, fatherly, emotional concealment. And do you understand what that does to you, the player? That's like the purest dad-coded mechanic that's ever been shipped on a game. Every time the helmet closes, your brain scientifically registers it as, oh, he's protecting her. That's so sweet. And every time he opens it, your brain goes, a private moment of vulnerability with someone who loves him. How do I get that in my life? This game knows it's laying down the groundwork for you to be absolutely addicted to this daddy of a man, inviting you into his emotional vulnerabilities. What do we have here? Just a daddy who's in touch with his feelings? I'm sorry, this game is not Pragmata. It's Pragmaternity. Alright, we're back to the spoiler-free zone, so if you had to chicken out from the truth, you're safe, but be sure to go back and re-educate yourself. Let's take a look at my second exhibit for why this game is training you to become a well-oiled gay familial unit. And this is where they've gotten really clever, because they cooked something into the combat that almost nobody has mentioned. Now, in most games, as a man, you just pick up your gun and start blapping all over the place, right?
Blapping.
Beautiful. What a delightfully decadent mess. Now, if you look at what happens in this game, this is where things get complex.
See, it's bugging me because I actually like this track a lot whenever they play it in Gears of War. The bum 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 is so good, and I'm bummed that it's just background music.
Hugh aims his gun, and Diana simultaneously runs a real-time hacking minigame on the enemy. Hugh shoots, and Diana lowers the enemy's defenses. Hugh shoots again. This is cooperation. Now, what's so damning about that? Okay? What's wrong with cooperation in games? Don't you like co-op games? Not at all. Because what they are doing is endorsing the very act of co-parenting and cooperation.
That's pretty good. Alrighty, chat. It has become that time of night. I got a cat. What needs tending to, apparently. Oh, hello. Hello, Kevin. Let us go. Oh no. Why is it not? It's not letting me see the channels I can raid. Astro Calico, thank you for the stream. It was really needed tonight. Well, thank you for being here. I'm glad to have you. She just knocked my headset off again. Can I friggin' help you? Oh, is Twitch having issues? She's so purry. Oh my gosh. Can y'all hear that? go. There we go. There's my raids. All right, let us go do. Yeah, let's go. Let's go raid Jack. I think. Yeah, she's the only one doing. Seems like everybody else is kind of just vibing. Rin's playing games. Frogan's playing Tamagotchi. Yeah. Let's go say hi to Jack. Looks like they're covering some more political stuff. And as always, oh, please check out the video tomorrow. Please share it. Get it around as much as possible. I'd really appreciate it. I really want that video to do well. Because I would like to do more videos like it. So check it out tomorrow at 11, and I will see y'all later.